The following show features reviews from wildly unprofessional critics operating without the supervision of professionals. The thoughts and opinions held by these individuals are not to be taken seriously and do not come from a place of intellectual integrity. This show doesn't reflect the opinions of Criticless or its users. Viewer discretion is advised.
It's time to finally stop the constant flood of filth and propaganda coming out of Hollywood. Fill the airwaves 24/7 with that garbage. We gonna do the same thing.
I'm still here, you shit eaters.
What's up? What's up? What is up, everybody? Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Criticless Cast Unhinged. We're here. We made it 10 minutes late, but as I saw someone mention in the chat, you know, when my wife is here, when she arrives, it is precisely when she means to arrive and on time, you know, and that's the thing is we were clearly running on her timetable, you know, today. So it's fine, though. It's fine. We have it all under control. I have been working hard, tirelessly before this show started to make sure that it did not go off the rails, which guarantees that it's probably going to go off the rails. But I've fought fist to fist with StreamYard. Maybe things will work. I've been testing things out and they seem to be, so fingers crossed, everyone. But I have just gotten out of Spider-Man Brand New Day, the new Spider-Man film starring Tom Holland, the continuation of the MCU, and everybody's wondering, is Marvel back? Can Spider-Man save the MCU? And I'm here to tell you on whether or not I think that this movie is going to change anything for the future of Marvel and my opinions on it. I was cautiously optimistic, but did not have this at the highest of my most anticipated, simply because Marvel has been publicly crapping the bed for about 6 years now. All of that aside, we are also going to be talking about a movie that was requested by some of you, our viewers. We are going to be reviewing Forbidden Planet, which is exactly why Sid is here today. And she ended up seeing it with me and was like, all right, I want to be on the show. And I was like, perfect. So without further ado, I do need to introduce my usual Spud Specs and slightly less usual suspect. But first off, Mr. Chris Kaus is here. What's up, buddy?
Hello. Greetings, everybody.
Yeah, and Chris is running the Finger Blaster 5000.
Yep.
He is
Three
blasted.
apologies already.
Yep. So if the cameras are not doing what the cameras should be doing, blame Chris, because he's doing the cameras, because I didn't want to do them. You know, I thought better of it, and I was like, if someone should get blamed for that done poorly, then it should probably be Chris.
Anybody but
but not me. You know, anyone but me. And then also joining me is my lovely wife, Sydney, or Sleepy Space Mom, or Miss Criticless, or whatever the hell they call you out there.
What's up, guys? Sorry I'm late.
It was me.
Yeah.
I was the late one.
Well, yeah, we were worried we were going to be even more late because Chris pulled a beardo and was like, I am going to have to poop. And we were like, okay, great, perfect.
Okay, but that will take all of 15 seconds.
That's
it's
true.
like a gaping chasm of just,
Oh my God.
you know? So real quick and easy.
Yeah. Of course, as all proper dumps are, I guess. You know, it's just and everyone knows when Chris, he was like, I had a salad, and I was like, oh well, we're screwed because
Chris is definitely allergic to salad.
Yeah.
Put that on. Write that down.
Well, it makes sense because salad is almost entirely water, and Chris is allergic to water.
Oh,
Therefore,
I haven't thought about
it
that.
makes sense why you shit your pants when you eat salad.
Could be.
Yeah. Or it could be that you got some of that devil's lettuce that's out there that has the explosive diarrhea.
Yeah.
And
for the past 20 years.
No.
That's true.
No, he would have no idea if
That's
he got
true.
the diarrhea.
Yeah.
His life wouldn't change.
Right. Exactly. I actually saw multiple people posting about that and were like, how would I know if I had this parasite? Because nothing will change whatsoever.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, it's a day that ends in Y for you. So, but we do need to tell all of the chat what's up, and I do see plenty of y'all in here. What's going on, everybody? And I see subtle deviancy in here, and we haven't seen this guy in quite some time. He's been MIA, so good to see you, buddy. He's like going to school or something. So
What?
Nerd.
yeah,
Nerd.
give me a break. Who does that? Who wants to educate themselves? Are you kidding me?
Not us.
Yeah.
No, not us, not this show. But
Stay ignorant.
Yeah.
That's my motto.
right, exactly. Because listen, if you're dumb, then you can play off a lot. But once people realize you're smart, then you get away with a whole lot less. So it's better just to keep those standards, down here.
You're not supposed
Real
to
loud.
tell your secrets.
Well, it's not they know that I'm dumb. I don't what are we talking about? That's not a secret. Which I will say, all right, guys, y'all got to let me know. Is my hair okay? I was told on Daily the other day that my hair was out of control. Everyone said that I looked like I was on crack.
No.
They said that
It looks great.
I was unkempt, and I was like, what is going on? I was
you
like,
got a hater. You got a hater.
it was I think what happens with the chat sometimes, especially on G&G chats, is one person does something and they're like, oh yeah, this is a good one. Yeah. And then it just keeps going. And I was like, all right, well, fine. And so like,
On the TV,
yes,
or on the stream, it does kind of look like you have the young Gen Z.
the fuckboy.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. As long as your wife likes it, that's all that matters.
That's really all that matters, So hey, whatever, guys. Y'all just let me know if I need to fix it. But and JB is saying that chat's weird. What's going on with chat? We end up with issues on our end with StreamYard and chat all the time. So it's hard for us to tell if there's an issue because we regularly have issues that y'all don't. But like I said, hello to chat. I see a lot of you guys that were in here early. Soundwave and Life on Marshmallows and Sweet Tater and Dixie and let's see, Bruce, God, there's a bunch of y'all in here, and Eagle Thrasher, and all of the usuals, and I'll try and call out who I can when I can. And we did have some supers in here. I wanted to pull one up really quick because the man, the myth, the legend, Life on Marshmallows with 5 gifted Criticless Cast memberships. Thank you, brother. It is very much appreciated. And to everyone who gets those memberships, as we always say, welcome to the cult. It is really glad to have you. And thank you for the memberships, guys, because it does help let YouTube know that we are a channel that you guys like to support. So we do appreciate it. And as always, I need to run it for Marshmallows if I can find it here.
You need to add to that one. I'm sorry.
Huh?
No, flip to Blaine's face. Oh, it's too late.
I was like halfway into a word, but we're good.
Listen,
We're good.
that clip, it doesn't work unless you have the part where he goes, they really love me, like Sally Field.
Right.
You got to add that part.
Add that in there.
That drives me nuts.
Okay. Okay.
All right, now you can go back to.
Yeah. I will do that. I do have.
Note taken.
Yes, note taken.
Jot that down.
Fingers crossed, guys, because last week we got all of Culture for Boomers ruined because of StreamYard, right? But I've been prepping. I've been some of this stuff I've already been kind of telling Sid about a little bit here because I've found myself in a very strange vortex of the TikToks on the interwebs. And I need to introduce all of you guys to it because, as you all know, if I've been subjected to something, therefore you have to be subjected to it and know that it exists. And so we will get into my new experience within the TikTok realm. But before that, I will say I do have a little bit of news that we might touch in on in a little bit, but we'll do We'll do the usual kind of routine here. We'll hit some Culture for Boomers as some of y'all are kind of pouring in here, and then we will hit our Spider-Man review. These guys have not seen it. I have seen it, and so I have not talked about it at all. I have not voiced any opinions to anybody except for like 2 minutes worth to my dad. Where he was just like, "Was it good?" And I answered that. So outside of that, I have hardly talked about it at all. So I am excited to talk about this movie, and then, like I said, we might get into a little bit of news, and then finish things up with Forbidden Planet because I know that Sid specifically is very excited to talk about this one. So, and I think she might have even given a few people some extra homework that I did not do.
Sure you didn't. I've been asking you to read that story
I did.
for 30 years.
I read it a long time ago.
No, you
I did.
didn't.
Yes.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't remember it really, but I did do it. I did it. So we are going to go ahead and jump into our Culture for Boomers, and I'm not even going to forget to run the bumper. And Chris is already like perplexed. He's like, what homework? What story? And it was like, well, you know, the Criticless Cast group, it was posted in there, and Slackus Maximus did not know that it was posted in there. So.
You mean
Like ass Mac.
Slack.
I can't figure it out. I'm messing.
That's the last time I wore those. I had to put them on for a main event, and I was wearing them. And they're Matt's headphones. And multiple people in chats, that was another roasting that I got, was because of those headphones. And it was, are you wearing your child's headphones? Just over and over. And I'm like, they're just blue. Like, what's?
Yeah.
Like, are they that bad?
Because it's patterned, I guess.
Right. I guess
It's a
I don't know.
solid color.
Yeah, I don't know. They're just not discreet enough. But so I figured I'd give them to Sid for that reason.
You're gonna get your herpes.
Yeah, catch some of Matt's herpes on your ears. So let's go ahead and dig into Culture for Boomers, guys. Like I said, I've been preparing after last week's blunder. Now, what I want to say here first, though, is I had saved this up for you guys. I had I've been trying to find a weekly glizzy, you know. And this one, y'all missed out on it last week. I even added a glizzy emoji for all of our members. So let's go ahead and blast those glizzy emojis down in the chat. And you guys can experience this wonderful hot dog lady that I am now following. And she makes my day.
Oh, hey. If lately you've been feeling sad or mad, maybe you just been needing a hot dog real bad. That's right. You
love her.
been need a glizzy for chitty. Did you be knowing that you cannot be in bitching when your mouth being full and you busy double fitting? You're not gonna be in caring that you're being kind of lonely when you being stuff your face with a big juicy corny. Oh, me so corny. But if you're not being eat the meat, that okay. Hot dog can also be in plant-based treat these days. So before you be in cry or scream, why don't you be in try or ween? Bonus point if it haven't been. Put some chili on your wheelie. This message was being brought to you guys by Hot Dog Nation. Oh,
I love her.
You're welcome.
Hot dog Nason?
Yeah, I don't even know what that means. I have no idea. But she is, as the top comment here says, probably the most underrated content creator here. I mean, you know, listen, the outfit on point. You know, she's got just endless glizzies in this video. She pulls a pickle glizzy out of her britches.
I think I missed that.
Yeah, it was a pickle and a hot dog bun. Like I don't even know.
Oh, that was
what
the
is happening.
plant-based hot dog.
Yeah. Speaking of like overdone Asian accents, we do have to tell this story. Our daughter came in and was super excited the other day, and she was like, "I have a new ringtone for my phone." And she was like, just super excited about it. And she's like, call me on my phone. And we were like, all right.
Oh, no.
And we call her, and it's like,
hello,
your phone is ringing. And it's just like,
why you don't answer your phone? And we were like, no.
Well, no. You were like, no. And I was like, based. Yeah.
Then she was like, well, it'll only do that when one of you guys call me. And I'm like, yeah, that's the problem.
Right.
Because it will only ring around anyone else.
Oh yeah, no. Our kids have attacked, you know, a very strong skill of anything that you don't want around certain people. Those are the exact people that they do those things. So they're very talented at it. Now, before we get into my themed culture for boomers today, I did just want to show you this guy, because talking about just internet personalities, people that you need to have an eye on, you know, people that you got to look out for. You know, the next best thing to glizzies for many people is corn. And so I have a corn video for you.
Oh, God.
I got that corn on the top. These little bitches look like one of my goats. Let me show you how to eat like a real nigga.
Holy moly.
Ding. Fuck, nigga. Ding, ding. I got that corn on the top. These little bitches look like one of my goats.
Oh my God.
Let me show you how to eat like a real nigga.
He's just gumming that.
Yeah, he is.
Fuck, nigga. Didn't do anything.
This is your algorithm.
It is.
You're just subjecting all these people to your weird algorithm.
This video has millions of views.
Oh, okay.
796,000 likes. He's almost at 1 million likes.
Oh.
Ting! Get you some. I want to make a clip with him. This guy's a hero.
You should.
National hero.
But also, where have you been, Sid? This is every week.
Yeah.
It's just Blaine subjecting everybody to his niche.
My niche. No. All right. As I've said 1 million times, if it's on Culture for Boomers, it's going to be famous and everyone's going to know about it.
Yeah.
And it always happens.
Have you told the people that your boy throb thing actually became a thing?
Oh, my.
Boy Throb. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I told him a little while back. Like, we haven't touched in on Boy Throb in a while.
Have you told him who you think's behind it?
No, I have not told them that. Maybe next week we'll get back into what Boy Throb's been up to.
Okay.
Because this is a special music themed episode, actually, believe it or not. Oh, no, I clicked on the wrong thing.
That was politics.
Yeah, that was.
God.
So, all right. So what I wanted to talk to you guys about is the fact that there is, like with Boy Throb, a name in which I'm...
What is Boy Throb? I mean, I know what Boy Throb is.
Oh, no.
Derailing you so bad, both of us. We're just like,
You don't remember? Were you not on?
I probably wasn't. I missed like 2 months.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, they're a band that seemed to be parody, but then turned out to be serious. Maybe they're not. We don't know. They let the chat choose their name, which is why they're called Boy Throb. Mistakes were made.
Yeah.
Now they are quite famous and are all over the place. They're a modern boy band, and it's a nightmare. Anyways, that aside, I have gotten, because of probably the adjacency to Boy Throb, I have been subjected to a lot of apparently very viral, very bad music, and it is blowing up.
Are you about to show us Brenda?
No, we're not going to touch on Brenda.
Okay, good.
There are 2 other people. Now I'm going to show you the one guy first because you guys need to know about him. This is Bart Wayne, the Bartist. Okay. Bart had this song come out. We're talking millions and millions of views. He has become super famous for bad music. So just know that at some point in your life, there's a good chance that you will encounter Bart and you will then be able to say, I heard about Bart on Culture for Boomers.
Just a boy from misery, and I've been in misery. Met a girl in Tennessee, she the only 10 I see.
Yes, it is.
That girl, she's the one for me. She the only 10 I see. Everything that you want, I'll be. Everything that you want, I'll be.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know, Chris. It's an experience, right?
Well,
That just having to sit through that is an experience.
Yeah, it was.
Your socks off.
It was something.
But so the
did.
regular comments for this guy are hilarious. The top one is people hating, but it's actually terrible. And so it's the chat is always on this guy's videos are like the absolute best. This song is something else, and it is an earworm. It will get stuck in your head, and you will be singing "I'm a boy from misery" and "I'm in misery." After you hear it, it will get stuck in your head.
Wait one more time so it gets stuck in their head.
No, I should not do that because we have another song that I need for you guys to hear a clip of, because this is my favorite because it is absolutely hilarious. This might be one of the funniest things, and he's playing it completely serious, and I love it. So this is something else.
Can I send
On my mind is racing, and I'm in the spaceship. Riding downtown in a space whip. I've been down in the Matrix. Baby, hold it down, you the greatest. And on my
Oh yeah.
That one actually is pretty good.
Banger.
Yeah.
I riding around in my space whip. It's a spaceship. And now there's a line here that just cracks me up every time. We'll go through it quickly here. So here we go. Hold on.
On my mind is racing, and I'm in a spaceship. Riding downtown in a space whip.
Riding downtown in a space whip. My guy is on a moped with a selfie stick rammed up his butt.
What?
Okay.
Prove it.
You can see it.
I want to see it.
It is right here.
I
Look
can't
down
see
low.
that.
I
That's
wish I
where you're
could zoom
wrong.
in, but
That's
it's
where you're wrong. I cannot
Yeah.
see
there is
that.
there is a stick running right beside it. If you watch the
Okay.
video closely, you will actually watch him have to adjust the selfie stick that is between his legs because it slips. But he is also on a moped, which makes this even better because a moped is his space whip, and that makes my day. Absolutely hilarious. Now, the next line is the one that makes me laugh.
I've been in a down in a matrix.
I've been in a down in a matrix. Is the line.
What?
I've been in a down
In
in
a
a matrix.
I
That-
get it. I get that.
Yeah, that is the whole line. You're like, yeah, I feel that. I feel that.
I've been in a down in a matrix. Baby, hold it down, you the greatest. And on
And just imagine you look at this guy and you're like, this dude's probably somebody's dad. Like somebody's dad's out here with a wildin'.
I feel like your dad would do this.
I also feel like my dad would do
And
this.
he would think it was good.
Yeah, he's in a space whip, you know?
Yeah. I swear, I want to hear the first line again because I'm focusing on
Yeah.
changing cameras. Does he say something about being a racist? It sounds
No.
like he says, I'm a racist.
But no, he said he's racing in his space whip.
Comment that says this is not the culture I was looking for. I can't pin anything.
Yeah,
You're lying to yourself.
I don't see it, but I am sorry. I do apologize. But yes, you'll hear the first line.
and on my mind just racing. And I'm in a
racing.
Yeah,
spaceship.
just racing.
Okay.
Right downtown.
And the effects, dude, the lights blasting by him on his moped, like, come on. Quality.
We need to get this guy some production money.
Yeah. I mean, listen, he's doing well for himself, okay? Look, these songs are terrible.
Wait, is that him too? Those
Yeah,
are
that's
both
him.
the same
They're
guy?
both him.
Ah,
Burt Wayne, the Bartist,
artist.
has 25,000 followers, and the first video that I showed you got over 6 million views. It's going on 7 million views.
Jeez.
For some context there, this guy, he's eating up the celebrity situation he's got going on here. So I do apologize. So there's one more of these that I have, but I will spare you for a moment to show you a new audio clip that I feel like is probably going to be going viral because this video absolutely blew up. And well, lots of times we always wonder, you hear these audio clips and you're like, that's from a thing. Like
yeah.
it's from somewhere. It's from something that blew up, but you don't know where the real origin is.
Right.
That is probably going to happen to this kid's video because it's at millions and millions of views at this point.
You know you're in summer break when you got the cookies and the milk, baby. Yeah, get that cookie right there. Yeah, that's my baby right there. And just dip it in the milk just like that. Damn, bro. We in summer break, baby. Woo!
Yeah. Yeah.
How many views?
Oh, millions. This is over 1.2 million likes.
Clark would be famous over.
Oh,
me.
yeah, he would.
Clark is famous.
It's true.
Just underground.
He's famous because of his lore.
Yeah.
But yes, Maester P. Yes, holy cringe. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing you start to realize the more time you spend on the internet is that most of it is kind of just cringe. Like it's just,
Yeah.
the internet's pretty cringy.
Especially whenever you get to this stage of it where it's just like social media redundancy. Like that's a kid that grew up on social media.
Right. Oh, 100%. Like just the way he talks, and which that's the thing too, where like you'll listen to a lot of Gen Alpha and they talk because a bunch of them watch YouTube and stuff and they talk like that. And you're just like,
Because they're actually narrating
Yes.
whatever they're doing, and they think that that's normal. Like he's like, got a cookie,
yeah,
gonna put the cookie in the milk, got the milk, I'm gonna
Mhm.
drink it. That's actually just YouTubers' way of communicating. For the videos that kids watch,
Mhm.
it's just a lot of narrating themselves, and so those kids actually think that's what life is. And
Right.
teachers have been making content about they have to tell their students like, you don't have to think out loud. You're speaking, but what you're actually doing is you're just thinking.
Mhm.
So you can keep those thoughts inside.
Right.
Unless you need to actually
verbalize
communicate
something.
specifically.
Yeah.
Teachers are having to teach that. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's sad.
Yeah.
It is sad. Now,
But hey, millions of views.
millions of views. Now, I'll say this before we get on to the last Yeah. Before we get on to the last artist here of our music segment, just to spare you guys a little longer, I'm going to say this. I want to say it clear. We're going to go ahead, even just to make this super clear. I'm going to make it full screen. I'm going to look right at all of you, and I'm going to say this. All right. I'm going to show a video. Okay. I want all of you to take this video very seriously. This is about a gift that was given to someone. Okay. If any of you decide to give me a gift at some point and want to mail me something, find out where this thing came from and send it to me. It will be displayed behind me. I will be the happiest person ever. Okay, I just want to preface all of that before playing this video because it might be the greatest gift anyone has ever received. Now, that being said, you're welcome.
What's going on? So most of y'all know I've been opening up for Morgan Wallen over the past couple years, and I wanted to get him something
this
for
is
an
Gavin
tour
Adcock.
gift. We're playing our last show here in Baltimore with him, and I thought to myself, what should I get somebody that can get anything in the world they want to by themselves? And my answer was something that they would never get themselves. And y'all be prepared.
I'm not kidding. This is the best gift ever.
I've been calling this thing right here Rufus. And it's a buck ass mount made into a little critter with some eagle claws.
Uh-huh.
Now let's just pause this for a minute. You just take this in for just a moment. The glory of this.
Dude.
It is a buck's ass with a giant mouth where its butthole should be.
I mean,
it's probably a wolf's mouth. Eyeballs, horns, chicken feet, chicken.
Those are talons, but
talons.
That is a bird of prey.
That's right.
Sure.
This is the most awesome thing I've ever seen, and I would absolutely hang one of these behind me.
Some turkey feet and
turkey
some bull
feet.
horns on the top. It's got a little hanger here on the back, so I can't wait to see what he thinks.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Are you ready to put this up in your house somewhere?
I probably would, yeah. I would like to start with the jackalope.
Yeah. A jackalope.
Yeah,
that's a jackalope's ass.
No, that's a classic.
We are talking ass art here.
Yeah, but you got to.
And you have derailed us onto jackalopes.
We have tons of taxidermy in this house.
Exactly what we don't have is a deer's ass.
You need to play my clip for yourself, because you're talking a lot of ass here.
Gay!
You're welcome. You're welcome.
And women don't have asses, right?
Right. I need Jaws ass. Yeah, if someone can find me a shark's ass to hang on the wall, whatever that would look like.
Yeah, like actually where they poop from,
right?
Or just the furthest back part of.
Well, because that would be fins. Maybe you could like.
They got like a little cloaca kind of thingy dingy.
Cloaca.
That is a bird thing.
Well, cloaca is any hole that does both.
No,
I thought that was a sphincter.
And I could be. Look, don't trust me. That is not a fact.
Chat, is cloaca a universal term for a hole that does both?
A hole that does both.
Yeah, it's a
both hole.
A both hole. Yeah. It's a sphincter that can do either.
Hens have
either what?
And either sphincter.
Either lay an egg, pee, or poop.
Oh.
Yeah.
But shark. Okay, I don't know.
Shark butt. It's really what we're talking about.
Okay. We were talking about deer's asses here. That's all I was concerned with.
It's going to be a long show.
Bruce is just, and you can fuck it.
Well, that doesn't narrow it down.
Yeah. Jaws Hates Blaine has been on vacation. That's true.
Oh, yeah.
This would be where he would pop in and say something.
He needs to send a pic.
Yeah, he does. So just saying. I mean, I'm just pulling it up there. Y'all can see it. You can take it in all its glory. I need to find out about these. I need one. They're amazing.
Yeah. It vaguely looks like an alien face.
Right.
Like
it does.
A predator.
You're right.
Not alien.
When you first see it, you're like trying to process what you're looking at. You're like, I don't know what this is.
Right.
And that's the exact kind of experience that someone should have when they're looking at wall art, like
for sure.
What is this and why is it here? And then once they figure out what it is, they get offended. That is the perfect kind of art.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I want to meet the person who taxidermied this because I'll shake their hand and then wash my hand immediately.
Right. Yeah. Wash it immediately. And Imperiton says it's a bussy. So yes, it very well might be. So you're welcome. Now, to cap things off here, there's one more artist that I got to introduce you guys to. This is I think it's pronounced Juno, but it's blowing up right now. I initially got it very early on before it blew up, and I was like, this is probably going to blow up, but I'm going to ignore it. But I don't want to assist in this. You know.
So this is like a hate watch kind of thing.
Yeah, and then it blew up, and like now also kind of a bit of an earworm. It's like terrible, but there's like something about it. You're like, yeah. But so this is targeted at all of you Southerners, and even more importantly, you Appalachianers.
Come to Appalachia and let me grab you.
Can you feel it in the air?
Come to Appalachia.
Oh.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Come to Appalachia and let me grab you. You can feel it in the air. Just the lyrics alone, unsettling.
Like another Shakespeare.
Right. And I love this video because this was the first one. So they've been chugging these out. These guys are, I like how Marshmallows says cornbread.
That's great.
And so with this, just the guys crack me up. They're funny. All of them, all their videos are like, they're like all outside singing this stuff, and they're like running into each other while they're trying to do these music videos. They don't do new cuts. They just, they're raw dogging life.
Exactly.
They're raw dogging their music. This meme of this band has gotten to the point where they are sharing videos of concerts that they are putting on, and people are showing up and watching these concerts.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
it's something else. They're living their dream, you know?
Is this really worse than two-stepping in front of a train guy, Bart the Bard?
Right. Right.
Is it worse?
I don't think this is worse. Well, I don't know.
I feel like this is low effort
compared
to Bart the Bard.
Well, these guys are all auto-tuned and everything else. It's, you know. But the funnier thing too is Impuritan is, are they using Appalachia's Stolen Valor? Funny enough, rumor has it they live in like San Francisco.
Oh my
God. And they're out here creating lore about Appalachian grabbers. All right. And what's better is if you keep listening to this song, he's like, what's the worst that could happen if you let me grab you? and so, yeah, like this first comment is, bro, open the verse with a threat. Like, he really does. It is a threat.
And let me grab you.
Can you feel it?
And this guy and his hand mannerisms trips me out, cracks me up every video. Because it's just it's like insecure hand motions every time. But these guys are a trip. They keep chugging out these videos. They are growing. We are seeing them around.
Let's not mix things up.
Once in the club, I'm already turned up like a burning sensation. I never knew I feel.
Let's not mix things up.
Like a burning sensation.
Yeah.
Blaine.
I'm sorry. What?
What podcast is this?
This is Culture for Boomers.
You clearly don't watch this podcast.
Yeah.
It's all horrible music. You do this every week.
I don't do that every week. We are just, yes, coming to the gay club. Yes. Listen, I'm just telling you this stuff because every time I find these guys, you turn around and they're on like freaking USA Today. It happens. Yes, it happened with Boy Throb. It's happened with other people. Like, I'm just telling you, when you see like what is on the rise right now. So that's the thing. All right. This is, y'all want to know why I'm doing this. All right.
Yes.
We have been hearing about how authenticity is the currency of the future. These guys that are doing this terrible music that's blowing up, all right, the one thing that it is authentic, because you couldn't even like AI something this bad, right? It's bad. It's not good. It's not good. But it's genuine.
It's not AI.
It's not AI.
Yeah.
And we're in an age where what is succeeding is not AI. Basically.
Wow.
It's a sad state to be in, but I'm just saying that when we're at a point where people are celebrating absolutely terrible music, it's a dark place to be, but it is absolutely where we are. And the thing is is I spared you guys. Okay, this is only 2 of many artists that I've encountered.
This is spared you, Brenda.
Yes.
You had to watch Brenda.
Yes, you could have had to watch Brenda. This could have been worse. Y'all hadn't seen Brenda, and Brenda is bad.
Yeah.
And she is blowing up, and her comment section is full of people saying, yo, Brenda, this fucks.
No, this song fucks.
Yes. Over and over and over.
It's not fuck.
It is not. The song does not. And literally, you'll see even a comment and being like, Brenda, how do you feel about people saying that your song fucks? And she's like, I really don't like it a whole lot, but, I'm just glad that people are finding my music. Like,
It's like kind of sad.
well, and that's what I'm saying too, where we're in this really weird place where you're like, it is kind of sad that we're like, there was a time in which we'd be like, this is participation trophy going to the extreme. You know what I'm saying?
No, but I think you're right. I think people, and then we should move on from this. I think that people really like to see someone following their dreams and not being afraid to post online, because every person consumes online content, pretty much everyone,
right?
Except for like Chris. And we're all like, oh, we'd like to follow our dreams,
right?
But like that's scary, and I don't want to put myself out there. So when you see someone who's doing it, you're like, this song fucks, Brenda.
Yeah. Right.
I think that's why.
Well, she's created a meme for sure. Also, probably pull the microphone closer. I don't know if anyone's having issues hearing you, but you always keep it about 2 miles away.
It's I moved.
So I did see somebody ask in the chat, have you missed the Spider-Man review? No, you have not. I think that was actually, yes, it was. It was the Dork Knight. Danny, what's going on, buddy? Hadn't seen you in a hot minute. So yeah, we have not done our review yet, and that is where we are headed next, because that is the end of your Culture for Boomers. And I realize that I subjected you guys to a lot, but I figured I'd get all the music stuff out of the way in one episode, and we did miss last week's Culture for Boomers. So all I got to say is you're welcome. You've been cultured. Sorry, guys. All right. So we got the headphones off. Our heads are not hot, and it is time to talk Spider-Man. And I actually think that this is kind of the perfect scenario to talk Spider-Man Brand New Day, because we have a real variety here now of people in that regard. Because I've been keeping up with everything. I've been watching all of the Marvel stuff, even the bad stuff. I've missed very little. Now, there are some things I've fully refused to watch, like Ironheart, not watching Iron Shark, refusing, not doing it. After I got burned with Echo, the worst television show I've ever seen in my life, wow, I had to stop. I had to stop on some of that, so I did not watch that. I'm trying to think of the other MCU stuff I've missed. But so, long story short, though, Spider-Man typically puts out they're good movies. Even the least quote unquote like Spider-Man movies, which are the Andrew Garfield ones, are having a resurgence, and you like them. I love the Andrew Garfield movies.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of people that hate them and still hate on them. Now, I've found that there is, especially like in this, YouTuber space, there is with the Tom Holland like MCU Spider-Man. He's very divisive, like Tom Holland as a character. But the thing is, I think most people, even with him being kind of divisive, there aren't a lot of people that hate him as Spider-Man or hate his movies, but it's just not what a lot of people wanted from the character.
Sure.
That being said, the last film, the third of the Tom Holland Spider-Man films, this is the fourth, that one was extraordinarily well received because it had Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire.
Yeah.
And so that was the last thing that we got, but that was like 5+ years ago.
What?
Yes. Yes. It was the first.
What is time?
I know.
I know. It's been 5 years?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is absolutely nuts. So before we dig into this review, though, I did want to pull up some supers here really quick, because I got Thundarius5 in here for $2 saying, what up, ho? I'm going to Spidey Guy at 7 Central Standard Time. Hell yeah, let's go. So I hope you enjoy it, dude. And this will be a spoiler-free chat, guys. I'm going to put it on the screen once we start talking Spider-Man. I'm not talking spoilers in this episode about Spider-Man. So just so you know. And Thundarius, thanks for the 2 for brother, and I hope you enjoy the movie. And we also have Luna Estrella with a YouTube membership. Thanks. Glad you joined the cult. We are really glad to have you, and thanks for the membership. And then we also have Eagle Thrasher in here for $5 or $4.99 says, Sleepy Space Mom, I did my homework on the short The Star, but can't wait for your thoughts on to see if I'm on the same page. So awesome. Yeah, we will be talking about Sid will talk some about The Star, which she pushed a lot of people to check out and read, which is one of her favorite short stories. And then we will also, obviously, later on in the review, be talking about Forbidden Planet. So we will dig into all of that, Eagle Thrasher, and thanks for the $5, brother. Love to see it. So let's go ahead and dig into this movie. What I am going to do is I'm going to put the spoilers tab up here so you guys know. I just need to remember to turn it off. And we're going to run the spoiler-free bumper because it actually is spoiler-free. Gotta go and correct me. Spoiler free. Spoiler free. I'm sorry. My mistake. I think. Oh, there I can readjust how these are orchestrated. Okay, so yes, this is our spoiler free review of Spider-Man Brand New Day. So this movie is the first of the Tom Holland Spider-Man series that has a different director. So they are mixing things up, and you can feel the different director. You can feel the different vibe. John Watts is the guy who did the previous 3 movies, pulled that right out of my brain holes. Wow. Super impressed. And this one is directed by Destin Daniel Cretton, which is how I say it. I don't know. He's a cretin. But so Destin Daniel Cretton, this guy is the guy who did Shang-Chi. And then recently also did Wonder Man. Now we do have some news on Wonder Man that I want to talk about. That's another Marvel show that clearly Chris did not see.
Wonder Man.
You didn't know what Wonder Man is?
Never even heard of it.
Yeah, Wonder Man is a show that came out a couple months back, and it was fantastic. Actually, a lot of us were worried because they did the whole race swapping thing with a legacy Marvel character. Wonder Man's been around forever, but he is an obscure, weird Marvel character. With that being the case, like, people were just not sure how the show was going to be, and they took a very interesting approach with it, and actually everybody liked it. Chris, you would love Wonder Man. I highly recommend you watch it.
Okay.
I know you're hesitant.
I mean, look, I'll probably watch Spider-Man, and this is probably going to be my first jump back into superhero movies since Spider-Man, that last one. That was 5 years ago.
Far From Home? Was that far? No. I forget the name of all the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies.
Something to do with home or distance.
Every single one has home in the name.
Really?
Yeah. Well, the first 3 did.
Yeah.
If I remember right. Now, this is, in my opinion, what I think is happening here is this is kind of the birth of like a new trilogy. I think that this is
new director.
This is a new director.
Yeah.
I hope they keep him. I'll say that.
Yeah. Okay.
I hope they keep him. But so. One of the things, though, with this movie, it's I will say it's long. This is a long film. It is 2.5 hours long. It is stacked. Now, I will answer as many questions as I can without us getting into spoilers. Like, one of the big things about this movie as well is that now there have been spoilers online, so be careful. But they had not, up until this point, announced a villain. A singular villain for this movie. No one knew who. They have shown about 4 people who could be the villain.
Yeah.
But we knew that there was someone else in the mix here, but that could be a villain.
Right.
So I'll just say that. I think they did a really good job up till now hiding all of that. After about today, probably.
Right.
Good luck.
Once it's out.
Good luck missing the spoilers. I will say I'm going to try to avoid that spoiler as to who the villain is and all of that, which does complicate the conversation for this movie. Talking about the villain, and there will probably be a lot of people that do just go ahead and spoil this.
Sure.
And there have been rumors circulating. There's been a lot of things out there as far as, who people thought was going to be the villain and all of that. And so with this movie, though, this is Tom Holland. He's back. This is Zendaya is back as well. And then also, though, one of the big things that's been in the trailers is that we are getting some other MCU people. There is, without a spoiler, there is an already established MCU person that is a regular in this film that has not been in the marketing, which I think is cool. I actually did not mind it. I'm curious to see other people's thoughts as more comes out on this movie. But there is another thing. Now, the interesting thing and a lot of people's concern was, as the trailers were coming out and stuff, they're like, there's way too much other MCU stuff happening. This is another Tom Holland movie that's going to be like overburdened by the greater MCU and people being shoved into his movie.
Right.
I can say this. I did not think that was the case. I also was very nervous about the Hulk being in this movie. Did not. Yeah. So the Hulk is in this movie. I don't like Mark Ruffalo. I really don't like him as the Hulk. Like, all of that, period. So I actually liked Mark Ruffalo in this movie. I did not think his acting was terrible, which I regularly think it is. I thought he was okay in this.
Okay.
And I, more than anything, as far as MCU connections and characters and people that they've been teasing as being in this movie, is the Punisher.
Right.
This is the first time that we're getting like a legit live action pairing of Spider-Man and Punisher, who are longtime friends, I guess you could say, within the MCU, because they're New York street level heroes.
Right.
I think that putting Punisher in this movie might have been the best decision that they made in this entire film.
Yeah, I believe that 100%.
Yeah.
It's John Bernthal.
John Bernthal.
It's fantastic.
Yes. I absolutely loved Punisher in this movie. I thought that he was a perfect addition. Watching these two characters and Bernthal and Tom Holland kind of interact with one another, I loved all of that. They do a great job, really good on screen together. And they just recently worked on the Odyssey, so they were already kind of familiar and whatever. So there's that as well. But I love that they put the Punisher in this movie. I think he works great, and this is finally kind of just Punisher being the Punisher, which is also great.
Interesting.
Yes. So I can say all of that. This is very much connected to the last film and is very much about Peter dealing with the fact that everyone has forgotten who Peter Parker is.
Right.
That is very much what this movie is. So with kind of all of that setting this up, what I wanted to say and kind of what I was alluding to earlier is that Chris, as he's been saying, has not been watching the MCU stuff. He's not been keeping up with any of it. He's not seen anything since the last Spider-Man movie. And so you weren't necessarily like chomping at the bit for this one, but at the same time, more this than anything else.
Yeah,
right?
Mainly because Punisher is in it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the biggest draw for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I've liked the other Spider-Man movies, so,
yeah,
I would go for that. Which I know you've told me that I would probably enjoy one with the Russians.
Oh yes.
And,
well, New Avengers, but it's not called New Avengers. Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
Thunderbolts. You should see Thunderbolts. Never mind.
See, and that's the problem, man. I feel like once you get behind on MCU, it's like, so I got to watch 15 other movies that are half. Right, 90% trash to understand the story.
This movie is not the case.
Okay, good.
That is not the case for this movie. This movie does a good job of, and this is what people have kind of been complaining about, is like finding a way to navigate Marvel movies in a way where it can incorporate the greater Marvel stuff, but you're not felt like you missed homework.
Yeah. Okay.
And so Sid is the other component to this conversation, which is that she gave up on Marvel after Endgame. You just quit watching them all. You didn't care. You're like, done. I think one of the only things that you saw and liked since all of that was Moon Knight that I can think of.
Mm-hmm. Luke Cage.
And that was a million years before that.
I love Luke Cage.
Yeah, well, not that.
That was my favorite.
Yeah. Well, and Jessica Jones. You like Jessica Jones as far as and you like Punisher, and you liked the Netflix stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Punisher. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is man, I love Punisher in this movie. Seriously, like that is one of my favorite things about this film. It is 2.5 hours long. There will be people that say that they fill those 2.5 hours. I've seen people describe this movie. I think the Film Threat guys too, Al and Chris, said that this movie felt like two movies. I don't fully agree with that. I get where they're coming from, but it does make a little bit of a switch with what the story does, but it doesn't really feel like two movies to me. But essentially this movie, what they do is what a lot of people have been begging for, which is a street level friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. There is early on, you see Spider-Man fight a slew of legendary Spider-Man or just Spider-Man villains.
Right.
They literally recreate like multiple iconic comic book covers throughout this movie. And just, there is some really good cinematography. This is hands down the best action of any Spider-Man movie.
Wow.
The action is fantastic in this film.
Nice. Can I ask a potentially spoiler?
Okay.
Actually, no. I don't think you'll be able to. Was Venom teased in any of the trailers? I haven't really watched any of the. Okay.
No.
I'm curious if he's in it. But you can't answer.
There were a lot of people there. I'll say this. There is a lot of speculation around this movie.
Yeah.
Very little of it is right.
Gotcha.
Very little of it is right. But at the same time, this movie is kind of what I was expecting it to be to a degree, but at the same time, it does some very interesting things. But so I'll say all of the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man stuff is very interesting, very cool. A lot of street level New York, some great cinematography. There's some excellent music in this movie, whereas compared to like all of the shit music that James Gunn has been shoving in all of his movies lately, to where he's gotten so comfortable with it, and you're just like, what is this song? What, like, to where it's like obvious needle drops, right? Whereas this movie has songs that are just like, oh, this is just like an organic, real world song that is in this movie, right? Yeah. Whereas like James Gunn's movies have gotten to where they're like needle drop. Oh, there's a needle drop. And you're just like, this is shit. This movie has some really good songs that work for the film. And so there's some interesting things about that work. Like this is definitely a different vibe for these Tom Holland movies. But so I guess to answer anyone's question, because I haven't fully said, is that I very much like this movie.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
What are you giving it?
This is going to be a most excellent. Absolutely. I think it is going to be in the 80s somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe mid to upper 80s.
Okay.
It is absolutely worth seeing. I want to see it again.
Yeah.
I want to see it again now. My opinion could even go up. There is a lot to process in this movie. I think it is very good. It is not perfect. The biggest issue with this movie is that you can feel that there's more movie that we didn't get.
Wow.
At 2.5 hours long.
Goodness.
And I know that for a fact because I know certain things about this movie and production and things that were cut that I don't know if I'm publicly allowed to talk about yet. So there are things that are absolutely, there are things that are missing from this movie that were cut that I kind of hate were cut, but I get why. But I think that this is a very good movie. So with all of that being said, like Sid, as someone who's kind of gotten not as into Marvel and all that stuff lately and whatever, like, are you intrigued by this, interested in seeing it?
Yeah. I like Spider-Man. I would watch it.
Okay.
Yeah. Max Payne wants to know, is the Punisher PG-13'd?
Yeah. He tries many occasions to be R or multiple occasions, and Spider-Man kind of stops him. There is blood and violence in this movie. Like Punisher is using guns.
Right.
Like Punisher's not pussyfooting around. Like he's going to everything with freaking grenade launchers and all of the weapons.
Right.
They do lean into a lot of the like John Bernthal like Punisher memes of like the like
yeah. Something, you know how the liberals got upset that people wanted to use the Punisher's iconography as sort of a right-wing
dog whistle.
Did this movie try to like dog whistle the other way? Did they try to like wokeify Punisher in any way?
Not really. No, he's handled really well. I like it.
That would piss me off.
No, I did not get that vibe. It is very much like, you can tell like this is an R-rated Punisher that's been put into Spider-Man's world. And he is operating.
And he doesn't call anyone racist.
No,
or like,
no, hell no.
Say
nothing.
Women can do what men can do, or just like something.
Nothing gay and lame.
You know what I'm saying?
I know. I know exactly what you mean.
Okay.
Computer, turn it gay.
Yes. Exactly. No, there's none of that in this movie. They handle him very well. There's like some scenes where like he tries to cuss and Spider-Man like webs his mouth shut, things like that. Like they play with it. It's fun. Like they lean into the fact that they know like.
I'm so glad we're past that.
Yeah.
Because remember there for a while.
Oh, absolutely.
Movies and it would be like, oh, it's so good. And then all of a sudden they would just make one comment. And
you're just like, this ruined the whole thing. You just ruined the whole damn thing.
Yeah.
There's none of that in this movie. This movie is handled very well.
Okay.
I think it is a blast. It is a very fun movie, but it is also very emotional. It has a excellent pacing, as in like, you know, you're getting your action segments and some really cool stuff, and then it takes a breath. And then you get your action segments, and then you get some like emotional drama, and then you get like some things that are a little busier, but it is Spider-Man dealing with the turmoil of, you know, MJ and Ned not knowing who he is because everybody forgot who Peter Parker was, and dealing, but also this movie, man, it got me in the feels. I'm not gonna lie. It got a couple tears out of me. It did, because this movie does a really good job at reminding you of how important Spider-Man is to people, even in our real world, like how important this character is. And that was the thing, is I was there at noon on a freaking Thursday afternoon. Every theater within this theater was sold out with freaking Spider-Man showing.
Jeez.
Like the whole freaking place. And there were little kids running around in Spider-Man suits everywhere, and everyone had their Spider-Man gear on. It was just so cool. Like, and I was like, damn.
Well, you
this is
also
what
had
I
your
miss.
son with you too.
And I did.
So, like, there's that magic too.
I did. And he was just kind of blown away, because this is a more serious movie. Like it gets into more of the drama. It gets into the character beats. And like I said, I'm having to avoid a lot because I cannot talk about villains and stuff without really getting into the spoilers, which is a big crux kind of this movie. And you don't really get a villain reveal until about halfway through the movie, which is interesting. Because a reveal.
Sure.
You know that there's a villain,
right? But
you don't know everything until about halfway through.
So I guess that kind of makes sense, since I feel like probably most of the story, at least the initial parts, are probably going to be him discovering his place in the world and getting used to being unknown as Peter Parker. But just a guess.
Yes, it is a lot of him getting used to it. But what's really cool too is you have this character of like, they just do some excellent stuff with Punisher in this movie. Like I said, I'm so happy that John Bernthal and Punisher are in this movie, of like this adult figure that has gone through the shit and is like, bro, I understand it's fucking hard. My whole family died, and this is a death sentence for me. Like, me living the way I live is because I've been forced to live this way.
Yeah.
Like in just perspective for Spider-Man, but then also to have this opposite side of this Spider-Man character who is usually bubbly and quippy and is like dealing with emotions and things, but at the same time trying to be positive and tell Punisher, like, you know, we're still the good guys.
Right.
Like, we're trying to save people. We can't just kill everybody. Like just because we can go for the head doesn't mean we need to.
Right.
And so there is this really cool ebb and flow between the two characters. There's a lot of good emotional beats. There is Spider-Man as Spider-Man in the suit, because this is Spider-Man who can't remove his mask, which is what we have been begging for. And the thing with Tom Holland's Spider-Man is that he has been unmasked since day one.
Right.
And it's finally him, and he spends almost like just a bunch of his screen time, even if it's just like half masked, because he's like, I'm not taking my mask off. Me taking my mask off gets people killed. And that was always the thing with Spider-Man.
Right.
And we're finally back to it, and it's great. It is. This is a really good movie. Like, it is absolutely worth seeing in theaters. I think it is going to crush. I think that people are going to go back and see it again. Like I said, I would go tonight. I would literally go right now and watch this movie again.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like it's got depth as a movie and not just a superhero movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So I see Dork Knight asking about, there's a hospital scene at the end and Punisher and stuff. We can't really get into spoilers, but I will say that I am fine with that scene, and the information that I know about the things that were cut from this movie are from that scene. I'll say that. There are things that give context in this movie that unfortunately had to be cut to save time, but do hurt the logic of the film.
Right.
Because they just had to save time. They filmed too damn much. Like I said, there's a lot of meat on these bones. Like, there is a lot of movie here. You can tell that things are missing because we get a new character introduced that's big that they have to flesh out. And so there's some of that. Like, I'm excited for the future of where Spider-Man is going. I love how committed Tom Holland is. He came out and literally said, like, hey, we showed this to people. We did early screenings and a bunch of people told us to cut stuff and it made the movie suck. And so we put it all back, and they still cut stuff.
Yeah.
So, like, I commend them for that. This is a movie that earns its 2.5 hours for me.
Right.
I think that it earns every bit of that, and I enjoyed it for that. I was fine with it.
Yeah, but did it earn it as much as The Odyssey? Because I mean, that one really just used all of its time so well.
Yeah, totally.
But on a serious note, I do have a question for you.
Yes.
Do you think, knowing the backstory that you do about cut scenes, do you think that they made the right choice in cutting those scenes, or would have been better to cut something else?
There's not really anything that I can think of that I would cut from this movie.
So they made the right choice by cutting the whatever
probably
they cut.
So. I don't know about the right choice, but the easiest choice probably.
Okay.
Because that choice was mostly just for kind of continuity.
Yeah.
It was kind of just to make a scene make more sense. And because they cut it, you're like, how does this work? And I can't go into details, but they did explain how it worked in the cut stuff. So I wish that I could go into that here. Like I said, I'm not even 100% sure if I'm allowed to talk. I will have to ask someone if I can even talk about this stuff.
Right.
So like there is I think that this is a fantastic film. It is absolutely worth seeing. It is going to do gangbusters. Like I said, my biggest worries were Hulk being in this. He was not a problem. He worked really well, actually. It just kind of, honestly, I'll say this. This is the first Spider-Man film to feel like it was pulled from the comic books. Like that feels like this is a comic run.
Yeah.
This is your...
You said the first?
The first one that really feels like a cohesive comic book run in a movie.
Yeah.
Like for a Spider-Man movie, because in comic book runs, like if you're reading let's say a 8-episode issue or whatever, or run, right? Like you're going to have other Marvel characters pop in and out. You're going to have little side quests, but you're going to have this overarching thing happening. You're going to deal with other villains and heroes and whoever. And that's what this feels like.
Yeah.
This is a street level Spider-Man going through his day to day, but also on top of that, dealing with this overarching threat throughout the whole thing.
Okay.
And it works excellently. I think this is a fantastic film. I really do enjoy it. The more I talk about it, kind of the more I'm liking it. It really
85 at least.
Do what?
85
at least. I think this is a great movie. And like I said, most of the things that hurt it, I think, are kind of just because there was too much movie here for them to deal with.
Yeah.
And they had to just kind of trim some fat and stuff. And a lot of people will claim that, like, and I understand this statement, is that like a lot of modern directors and stuff don't have enough restraint, and they don't know how to make a proper 2-hour movie. They don't know how to trim the fat properly, or not to write too much in a script. And I get it. That is a very valid criticism. At the same time, there are movies like this that I see that are 2.5 hours long, and I'm like, yeah, we needed it. And then there's movies like The Odyssey, which I see, and I'm like, this was 3 hours of snortum. Like, I just don't want that much of that. So it is what it is. Like, there's going to be movies that works for some people and some that don't. Odysseus is in here saying that he's going to give it a 92%. And Mars, I do want you to know, I've seen you in here asking questions about certain things connected to spoilers, and I have not said them for reasons connected to spoilers. So it's just, I'm trying to be careful about what questions I answer going through this. And I did want to see if we had any of these specific supers were connected to this movie. And I don't think they are. But so, yeah, as far as this thing goes, I recommend it. I think it is absolutely worth seeing. Does it save the MCU? Like, I think this is absolutely a step in the right direction for Marvel.
Yeah.
A big step in the right direction. As far as introducing characters, as far as building out the Spider-Man world, I think probably what we're going to get, and Tom Holland has already teased it, is that I think we're going to get another trilogy with Tom Holland. I think we're going to get 2 more movies, and probably him through whatever Marvel phase that they're going to be in, as far as this like upcoming Marvel kind of soft reboot that they're going to be going through. I think he'll help kind of usher them through that, and then they will pivot on to a new Spider-Man, whether likely Miles Morales. I mean, if I was a betting man, we will get to a point where this Spider-Man will either ride off into the sunset or age out, and we will get a new one. Even if it's just that Tom Holland takes a back seat and is like, I'm not Spider-Man anymore. Miles is out here, and he almost plays like a Tony Stark type role and shows up every once in a while in an MCU film or a Spider-Man film to help, Miles Morales or something. If I were to predict what they're planning.
Sure.
And Toby says that they do have multiple things planned, and they know where the future of the character is going. So I'm on board. I love what they're doing. I think they're doing a good job. So I'm all for this film. I know, Sid, you've been really quiet, but
well, I'm like, what is the chance that Gary or Jeremy is gonna hate this and just destroy you on Main Event?
Jeremy can't be trusted anymore because he likes the Odyssey, and that's gay. So there's that.
What about Gary though? Is there a chance Gary's gonna hate this?
Gary will like this movie.
Oh, okay.
Gary will like this movie.
All right, you're safe then.
I think so. I saw someone talking about it earlier. Chat might know. He might already be talking about it. I think. Hey guys, wait. How are you? What Nerdrotic think on the film? I don't know what Nerdrotic thinks. Do you know, Caleb? Because I do not know. But Jose is saying Gary's about a 7 or an 8. I saw it. What? Don't believe you. Don't believe you. Yes, Gary can be extremely critical. He, ran a comic book store for years, and then also he's just very boomerly. So there's also that. I think he will like this movie. I don't know that he's going to be like giving it a 10 out of 10. He's probably going to, I would guess if I were to put money on it, he's going to give it like Criticless scale, like a 75% or something.
Okay.
If I were to guess that, but I'm just kind of throwing shit at the wall with that. I don't know for sure. And Jeremy has been really hard on everything except for the Odyssey lately. So I don't know what his opinion is going to be. I think he'll like it. And apparently, somebody said Mahler savaged it. That's not a surprise. Mahler, a lot of those guys too, though, like kind of hate everything. Like they kind of do. Like it is.
Is this called Brand New Day?
Yes.
Jeremy gave it a 70%.
I was 5 points off, literally. So Jeremy gave it a 70%. So yes, there we go. And yes, I agree. And Jeremy is going to die on the Nolan Hill. I think that Gary will like this. I'm also kind of not surprised that Mahler liked it. There are going to be your handful of like hypercritical people who are like, especially the hypercritical YouTube sphere, that are basically like, that basically come from the stance of they were doing too much. There's too much in this movie. There's too much going on. And I could see that. But at the same time, it didn't feel like that for me. I think if you look at it through a comic lens and look at this as like an execution of a single comic run, I think it works very well.
Yeah.
And I mean, yes, there's maybe a little bit too much. There are also probably going to be torn opinions about the villain. And that's what I can't talk about.
Right.
Which is potentially connecting to greater MCU stuff in the future.
Yeah.
Is all I can say. So there's that. But I think it's cool. And it was me having to lean over and like to our son and be like, that's so-and-so from so-and-so. That's, whatever. Like there was a bit of that. And also he was like, why is Punisher in Spider-Man? Is he not? What? And I was like, he's Marvel. He's like, no, he's not. He's like rated R. And I'm like, he's rated R Marvel.
Right.
So
comics are much different than the movies.
Yeah, in a lot of cases. Exactly. So I think this is a good film. I think it's worth checking out. And yeah, I'm seeing a lot of you guys talking about what some of the other folks gave it. Like apparently Wicked saw it and gave it a 90. I think a lot of the, G&G crew by and large are going to like it. And it sounds like Jeremy gave it a 7 something, which I swear he'll probably have this movie higher than the Odyssey, which is absurd because I would watch this movie 30 times over seeing the Odyssey again.
You mean he probably has the Odyssey over this movie?
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But he's known to just move his scores around to be a troll.
Yeah. His original score for the Odyssey was a 70 something.
Yeah.
And every time someone harassed him, he raised it in points, and it's now at like a 90 something. So yeah, there is that.
Jeremy is the king of doubling down.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, we know who his role model is, Donald Trump. So no wonder.
Yeah.
No wonder. Explains a lot. And Sweet Potato says G&G are gay. Yeah, it's geeks and gamers spelled with a G-A-Y. Yeah, that's messed up, man. So that is gonna be it for my Spider-Man review. I don't want to, like I said, I'm tiptoeing around spoilers here. I'm trying to decide how to handle like a solo video review. You can definitely check that out. I've kind of covered airplane view here to give you an idea what you're getting into for the theaters, but I think this is a good time. Absolutely, we're seeing, and we'll probably try and see it again. And my daughter's really mad that we didn't take her, so she's kind of already begging to see it. So, but good luck seeing it this weekend, because it is selling out everywhere nonstop. All I gotta say is I hope the Odyssey holds on for dear life because it's probably going to start getting pushed out of theaters. Because
I doubt it'll get pushed out of theaters.
I don't mean entirely. What I'm saying is if they have 8 set aside for the Odyssey and more people are filling up every Spider-Man showing, what they will do is they will start taking from that 8, and all of a sudden in one theater you got 3 of the Odyssey and the rest are being used for Spider-Man, which is what I have a feeling is going to happen this weekend because less people are going to be jumping out to see the Odyssey, because I don't think the Odyssey is getting a lot of rewatch. I know it is making a ton of money, but I see it being like a 2-week run, and that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, hasn't it been out forever now?
This is the second week.
Oh,
it's just that movie feels like a lifetime in general. Just even thinking about that movie, it like extends your age. Yeah. Just the experience of it. 3 hours. That is 3 hours I will never get back. Fuck you, Chris Nolan. I will never get over being sour about that movie. I don't think. Screw the Odyssey. It sucks.
Yeah, it was a fun conversation at dinner the other night.
Yeah, me ranting. Yeah, it is. It's funny because it's like when I got out, I was like, it was okay. Like, and then it was like every hour that clicked by, I was like,
oh, y'all do not get full Blaine ever. The closest thing is when me and Chris are here. When I'm here, he'll just kind of like go nuts. But until you're at a dinner with him and he just randomly autisms about something at you for an hour, that's full Blaine. And I was like, you should record this. This is what the people want. They want to hear you rant and rave and just be a lunatic about something.
Listen, I am a very important CEO of a very large, notorious company. I need to keep things in line.
He thinks he needs to be like balanced and
like Fox News, fair and balanced.
He needs to be like, I don't know, balance is the only word I can think of. But don't you guys just want to see him unhinged all the time? Right. That's what I think you guys want. Maybe I'm wrong. I've been wrong before a couple times.
Lies.
Yeah. That's the thing, man. That's like one of those things you let out of the box and then you're like, oh, we regret this.
Yeah.
We regret letting this out of the box, you know?
What you do is you just wait until you make all the success you want to make.
Right.
And then you become you.
You're right.
But that's the thing. I think that's how you become successful. I think that's what people want to see. They want to see you just in full authenticity. They want to see you not holding anything back. I think that people can tell when you're holding back.
Right.
Intuitively, they just know, and they want you to just be unhinged.
Yeah.
Stop edging, Blaine.
Stop edging.
Stop edging.
Oh my God.
You're edging the people.
Dude, this reminds me of Beardo on the freaking daily stream the other day. So Star Wars Theory, who's one of the creators in the space, he has a lightsaber company, all this stuff. You need to follow him. You would like him, but Star Wars Theory he's been putting out a Darth Maul series, and Beardo decided on Geeks and Gamers Daily the other day when I was on with him to describe. So Star Wars Theory just released part 2 of his Darth Maul series. Of these like movies that he's making. They're like 20-minute long. He made one a while back, and then he just made this one. It's a 20-minute one, and then there's going to be a third. Beardo decided to go on the record as saying that he really liked it, but it was like being edged for 20 minutes. And then he went into deep description of grabbing tits, and then it's very Beardo. You know, he's like, it's like grabbing a titty. And then, you're like, man, we're going to go to home base. And then she's like, you need to go home. And went into deep descriptions of how this made him feel. But he did it without using the term edging until chat was like, that's edging. Yeah. You could have just said it was like being edged. And he's like, yeah, that.
Nah, you want the full description.
Yeah, right.
You want somebody to spell it out.
Right. I want it really descriptive as to how blue your balls felt. Yeah. So, yeah, that's what he did. It was pretty funny. But yes, this movie not edging, and I do see you, Jose, in here calling me Sweet Potato calling me a Marvel shill. You friggin' little troll. Yeah, no, definitely not. I used to be hardcore. It was like they could do no wrong in my books, and then Endgame happened, and I was like, after that movie, it was
the worst.
No, Endgame was good, but what I'm saying is after
I guess
after everything ended and then they started things back up and it was like, oh,
yeah,
how quickly you can fall.
Right. You're also a Nolan shit. Or wait, no, it was the who started DC or went with DC.
Oh, James Gunn.
Oh,
Gunn. I did really like Gunn for a long while. I did, and I stood up for him for a while, and I'm like, man, you made me regret standing up for you entirely. Like, James Gunn is one that dude, man, he's like reached a point of just kind of borderline irredeemable. Like, I don't know how he could earn his way back. Yeah. So that is what it is. He's crapped the bed for us. So that's what it goes. But that is the end of our kind of Spider-Man discussion. Why are you laughing at me?
Just thought I'm not laughing at you. You said crap the bed and it reminded me of a story.
I thought you were about to make fun of me.
God.
Crap in the bed. Or we don't need to air Chris's dirty
girlfriend.
Yeah. Chris did for a
No, I didn't.
No. Listen. All right. No. Don't say anything. The story currently is that Chris crapped the bed. If you want to hear the real story, $20 super chat. Chris will tell the story on live. As to why Chris had liquid diarrhea in his bed, we'll tell it live.
Redacted.
Yeah, with some slight redactions. But we're going to get to a couple supers, and then we're going to get into talking about Forbidden Planet. We had an Puritan in here. We got the Jules coming back in. We got 250 Jules with some laughing disco. Thanks for that. And we got Couch Tater for 10 Jules. And Quagmire says, hi, Chris. If you've been around, you know the strange romance brewing between these two. Good to see you, Quagmire.
Why are you gay?
Good to see you in the chat, buddy.
I know.
And we got Eagle Thrasher in here for $19.99 and says, can I pick a movie in 2 weeks, but do a vote today? That's a good question. So I'll say this. In 2 weeks, it is going to be interesting because in 2 weeks, the stream is not going to be here. I'm going to be doing it remote. And we will probably bring in some people in 2 weeks. Maybe Beardo, maybe Bob Loves Movies, maybe, I don't know. We'll see who's going to pop in, but we'll have some people kind of phone in. We'll do a different type of stream. So in 2 weeks, that'll be the case, but I'll hear what you got brewing. And I see you got another super down there, but thanks for the 20, buddy. And we had Superfly in here for $5 and says, can I suggest Airheads to go over at some point? One of my favorite movies. That's a good one to recommend, and I think it is probably critic hated. So Airheads, yeah,
Why does that sound super familiar? Or am I thinking of Coneheads?
You are thinking of Coneheads. I just watched that this week. It's terrible. Coneheads sucks.
Coneheads is the worst.
Coneheads is a terrible movie.
But you don't like the part where he bites the umbilical cord?
It is, dude. So
the only thing I remember for that movie.
Yeah, I do. I remembered that movie being hilarious as a kid.
Yeah,
thinking it was funny. I got like 30 minutes in on Sunday. I was just like, I'm going to go ahead and put it on because we're doing it on Monday Hangover. And I got like 30 minutes in and I was like, oh no, this is a bad movie. This is not like kind of bad. This is a legitimately bad movie. And by the end of it, I was like, I think I kind of hate this movie. Like, this is not funny. This is not good. So I know a lot of people are nostalgic about it. I don't know how long it's been since you've seen it. But I will say I was kind of surprised because it was not just me that went through that. That movie kind of got roasted for Monday Hangover. Everybody was like, no, this movie sucks. So it does not hold up the way that you think it would.
Nobody wants to hear your diarrhea story, Chris.
Nobody wants to hear that.
I don't want to tell.
One person said, how about one person said, Puritan said, how about $2?
What? Is that what we're doing? $20 and Chris won't tell the story. You guys have 10 minutes.
You suck.
Or he's going to tell it.
I can hold you hostage.
Yeah, there we go.
Start off.
There we go.
Winter evening.
But Airheads is a good suggestion, dude. That is critic hated, 32% on Rotten Tomatoes. I think it could be fun. It's about rock music. Steve Buscemi, Brendan Fraser, Adam Sandler. Could be a fun time. So maybe we'll look. I need to look and see where that's streaming. I have a theory an idea for a movie coming up because he talks so much crap. I kind of want to review The Island.
Yeah.
Because Matt was talking mad crap about it.
What? Of course, Matt was talking.
Yeah, because he has terrible taste.
I have fond memories of that movie.
I've seen it many times.
But,
Is that
yeah.
with Leonardo DiCaprio?
No.
That's the beach.
That's the beach. We have talked about doing that because that is also criticated.
Oh, really?
Yes. But it is it's the Michael Bay movie. Oh, yeah, Scarlett Johansson, Ewan McGregor.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about doing The Island next week. Airheads is a good choice. I was looking. It looks like currently it is nowhere free at all. It's pretty much streaming nowhere, period. That movie is apparently hard to get a hold of. We'll keep an eye on Airheads as time goes by, and maybe we'll do it because we'll add it to my list because that could be a fun movie to do. Yeah, there you go. And one more here before we keep trucking. Eagle Thrasher for $9.99 and says, this is 30 now. I got my next pick, 1986 Iron Eagle. Critics didn't like, and I haven't reviewed it yet, but see when it's free. Wasn't free on YouTube, but could be other places. We'll look Eagle Thrasher. You guys can look that up. It's Iron Eagle.
Iron Eagle.
So one of y'all can, if one of y'all wants to look that up. But yeah, we'll let you know, Eagle Thrasher. Obviously, clearly a little bias there with that movie because of, the eagle in the name. I'm sure that had something to do with it. But what we do need to do, speaking of Eagle Thrasher and all of the folks that wanted us to talk Forbidden Planet and that got my wife very excited to come on this week because I forced her to watch this movie. Believe it or not, she will probably say that it's a lie, but I forced her to watch this movie. She complained.
I didn't know it was an old movie. At first.
She complained.
As soon as I realized it was old, I was like,
she called me names.
I'm in.
I put it on. She's like, I hate your guts. Why are you making me watch this? And she's like, you're a Yahtzee.
I believe I called you a tyrant.
A tyrant.
Because he is a tyrant.
Tyrant.
A tyrant.
He is a tyrant. We will literally be like all going into the living room with supper. And to me, it's an opportunity for the family to say, what do we think we want to watch? And Mom's idea is, oh, brother, where art thou? And I
love Oh, brother, where art thou? I was not turning that down.
And then you were like, this is what we're watching. And you already had it locked and loaded. It was ready. And so it was. The point is the decision was made and it was unilateral.
And it's because families need a decision maker. They need somebody that gets
head of the house.
Gets shit done.
You're the leader. That's true.
And I got shit done. I hit the play button. All right. And we watched this movie. And then she's like, I want to talk about this movie. I want to review it. Put me on the show. So that's what happened, And yes, as Dixie said, he's the man. That's right. That's right, guys. Y'all know what's up. I'm not on Bro Science for no reason. It's because I pick the TV shows around here.
He does. And also regularly when, if we disagree, our son will come to me and say, Mom, you said the Bible says that the man gets the final say.
And then you got to practice what you preach.
Yeah. I'll be like, you're right.
So
that's real. I might seem bossy, but
it's because she is.
I'm a little bossy, but he definitely runs the show.
Hey, well, I don't know about all that, but yeah, we're going to review Forbidden Planet. We're definitely going to talk about that because this movie, it was one of those where I was worried because it's like we've never done a movie this old. This is the oldest movie that we've reviewed on this channel. Or even before we did this channel and we had Critically Aroused back in the day, for all of you folks that didn't know what that was. So this movie came out in 1956. This is heralded as one of the greatest sci-fi films ever made. This is legendary film status. Actually, JB in our Criticless Cast chat within the app, within Criticless in our group, was saying that apparently they ended up using this specific UFO that they used in this movie for multiple episodes of The Twilight Zone. And so it was a reused prop.
Nice.
Very iconic imagery from the robot in this film. If you've guaranteed to have seen the art from him somewhere in your life. Now, the premise of this movie is very interesting because this is actually it is billed as a sci-fi action adventure. I would actually classify it I would almost put it even towards the drama territory.
For sure.
This movie involves this is a thinking man's film. It is. It is almost like a siloed off kind of an extended episode of Star Trek. Like this feels like it could be a singular episode of Star Trek
for sure,
with the way that it is crafted and set up and everything. Now this takes place in the future, even though this was made in the 50s. It's in the 50s future, and they are colonizing planets. They are very open about their colonization.
Oh yeah,
they're like, we are out here colonizing, and they are on a spaceship that is not actually what you would expect. It looks more like an alien spaceship. It's not.
It's just a flying saucer.
It's a flying saucer.
100%.
Which is really interesting. I was not expecting that.
Yeah.
And basically they are out colonizing, and the whole thing is that they are going to check up on another colonizing group and see what's going on, make sure everything's all right. And that's kind of where the movie takes off / takes place, is on this other forbidden planet, which seems to be having something fishy going on, and so they need to investigate. So that is kind of Forbidden Planet in a small, I guess, summary.
Psyop.
Yes, the premise of the film. So it is, yeah. And my Dixie says a bunch of 40-year-old guys who say they're 24.
Yeah.
Are you talking about us or the guys in this movie? Yeah, I will.
Too real.
Yes.
I never say I'm 24, though. No, I will never claim that.
No, well, yeah. I mean, we're starting to look grizzled and old, you know. Well, which is
dirty.
We say that, but then we compare it to our parents and their parents at this age, and you're like, they look like they're 100.
Right.
So we're still aging better. You know, we're aging better.
Yeah.
The other really interesting thing here is that Leslie Nielsen is the star of this movie.
Dude. As soon as I saw his face, I was like, that's Leslie Nielsen.
Yeah.
Like before, I guess I shouldn't, it was like before the movie started, I guess like the loading screen for it. I saw him, I was like, I know that dashing man.
And you're like, and not a comedy role. Interesting, because you know, anybody who knows Leslie Nielsen knows that he went on to do pretty much just a lot of spoof comedy, like Airplane. And so that was kind of more of the things that he did. And then also, so like Anne Francis, I was looking because like in this movie, I think that the problem is just that these guys, like Dixie said, they were like 40 something playing 20 something.
Right.
She was like, I'm like, she looks really young compared to these guys. This comes across a little weird. She was like 26 when they filmed this.
But she was playing a 19.
Yes, but she was playing 19.
Yeah, which is always how it goes for these actresses.
It is.
God help Hollywood if they ever actually cast a 19-year-old as a 19-year-old, because that's just going to be like, everybody's settling her
12-year-old screen.
This is illegal.
Yeah, exactly. Which this movie also, with the way that they handle it, you're like, this is a little creepy. There's like a little bit of creepiness to this.
50s.
There was some drama around that. So the fashion designer for this movie was passionate about the way that her dresses were going to be cut. And she was philosophically attached to the idea that this girl is raised on an isolated planet with just her father. She's been around no other men, and her outfits would be entirely utilitarian and they'd be innocent. There'd be no reason. And so there was a lot of pushback by the producers and all manner of people. And I guess the lead costume designer like stuck to her guns and was like, no, this makes sense for this role, and they kept it.
Okay.
And it was very controversial at the time. Like that was a lot of leg. For when this came out. So like even for us, we're like, ooh, those are short skirts. At the time, it was a real big deal.
Right.
Yeah.
What?
No, sorry. John McKinley made me laugh. I am going to pull up his super. John McKinley for $9.99 says, that's Blaine's wife. I take back every bad thing I ever said to you. Look how good you're doing. I'll take it, John.
Thanks, man. You know, it's rough being Blaine's wife sometimes, but I appreciate the compliment.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. Chris, always. You just got to.
Gay!
Good to see you in the chat, John. What's up, buddy? And appreciate the super dude. Thanks for the 10. And I'll take the apology. It is well deserved. I'll take it. So, but yes, there is a lot of like interesting lore around this movie because it is such a kind of notorious film. And what's even more interesting about this movie is that it is extraordinarily philosophical. And kind of buries the lead. You're like, oh, I'm seeing this kind of like sci-fi movie, whatever. And then you're like, this is a super chill, really mellow movie. And it's really getting into like some deep shit. Before you even get philosophical, you're like, we're getting into like some deep sci-fi theories and ideas for the 50s. And I'll say that is honestly my only complaint / not complaint is that like this movie does take its time. Like this movie takes its time to build but it's all for a reason. It's all for a purpose, and it is good that they did it because they're setting up like where the philosophical thing that they're headed to is going.
Right.
And so it makes it worth it. And like we had our kids watch this and we're like, you're gonna be bored, you're gonna watch this, and you're gonna enjoy it. And you're not gonna be on your phones, you're gonna shut the hell up, sit down and watch this old ass movie. And they complained. They were not happy for a while. That last 30 hooked them. And they were like, that was actually really good. And we did have to stop some and be like, okay, this is what they're saying here. Like, because this movie is deep.
It has some advanced concepts.
It's some pretty advanced like science concepts.
For a kid, especially.
For a kid, and honestly, for the 50s. I'm like, man, they really freaking went there in this movie. Like, was it flying over people's heads? Like, what the hell are these people talking about? Like, I don't know. I have no idea.
It was a perfect teaching moment, and it was similar to when we had them watch The Shining, which we did recently. And we're like, sometimes when a movie does this and it's slowly building your affection for these characters and slowly building your understanding of how they relate to each other and what their arc is and all this stuff. When a movie does that and it's critically acclaimed, you should lock in. This is all important. So don't think of it as boring. Be like, be looking.
There's got to be a reason why everyone loves this.
Yeah, look for the jewels in that and just be at peace and just know that like it's going somewhere. And I know our son probably didn't listen to any of that.
Right.
But our daughter definitely did.
Oh, she does.
She had a light bulb come on. She was like, oh yeah, because that's like The Shining.
Yeah.
So.
Right. And we're starting to show them more like classic and older films and things slowly. And they're starting to appreciate things more. But it is interesting because it's like you really do have to break the TikTok brain. You know, like you have to, the low attention stuff, like it has to be trained out to the point, even like today, like when we saw Spider-Man, just so you know, also everybody seeing Spider-Man, there is a post credits. It is all the way at the end, like after all of the credits. So after that 2.5 hours, if you got to pee, just keep holding it. But it's not anything crazy, but it is a thing. It's not a pointless one. I'll say that. It does have some meaning, but it's
not just for humor.
No, it's teasery.
Yeah.
But he was wading through the credits and he's just like, we've been here forever with these credits. I'm like, this is like 5 minutes of credits, brother. Like, lock in. There's at least music playing. It could be worse. But that's the thing is you just have to like, that's with being a modern parent, you have to break these kids of the like YouTube brain. Like you have to. So it is what it is. But more on this movie and we can kind of dig into it. And that's it. I don't know if you want to kind of take the wheel and talk about some of where this movie goes, what it does, all of that.
Do we want to switch?
Talk about buttered sausage.
Butters. You always talk about that. No one knows that meme.
I got it.
You know the meme.
Let's talk about
Gary
buttered
Busey.
sausage.
Okay. Well, yeah.
What is it? What does it mean?
I can't quote it.
Come on. Anyways, I don't want to talk about the synopsis, but I do want to say this is the first major expensive production sci-fi movie that MGM ever did. And the writers did not have anything to present. When they went to ask MGM to do this, they had nothing. They went empty-handed and they acted this movie out and they like crawled around on the ground and were like, roar, and like did all this stuff to convince them. And MGM was like, bet. Yeah, we'll make it.
Wow.
Right.
And I also want to say that what it cost to build Robbie, the robot, was about the cost of what an average sci-fi movie of the time actually cost in total to make. So I want to say it was around like $189,000 that they spent. Don't quote me, but it was something like that they spent to build Robbie. And MGM was down for this.
That's cool.
With nothing to present. They just acted it out on the floor. Like apparently we're like crawling around and
that's crazy.
Yeah. Wow. It's super cool. Like it's amazing that this ever got made.
Yeah.
the way that they did the, well, we're in the spoiler free.
No. I should take that down, actually. All these old movie reviews, guys, just know it's always spoilers.
Yeah, I was going to say. Okay, so I just wanted to say one other kind of thing that I thought was really cool. They totally like championed the idea of the monster and how they created that. The concept of the monster only being revealed. This is so cool to me. I'm already diving into the philosophy of it, but the monster is only revealed by the act of the weapons coming against it, right?
Right.
So it's the actual like blasters hitting the monster that reveal the shape of the monster.
Right.
So without an attack on it, you wouldn't even see it. Right. That was completely novel at the time, and then it was used as like a template going forward.
I mean, we've seen things like that now.
Yeah. Instantly. And then one other piece of fun fact is that there was some contention about the soundtrack to this movie, because the soundtrack isn't actually a soundtrack.
Right.
This is crazy. They built equipment.
Well, this is some Christopher Nolan shit.
They built equipment to make the noises that are the soundtrack of this movie. And every single sound that you hear in the movie is just this piece of equipment spinning up and spinning down.
And it is weird. The score for this movie is very strange. Like, it sounds otherworldly. It sounds alien.
It's not orchestra. There's no musicians involved here. The people who did this just used electronic equipment to just like beep beep ba doop boop. And that's why that's why they were like, there was contention around it, because there was no orchestra involved.
Right.
There's so many things. Eagle Thrasher, you're the man for having us watch this. Like, I just think it's so awesome. I give it a. Did you ask what we give it?
Well, no, we have not talked about our scores for this movie.
Okay, I'm gonna be.
And I guess we can go ahead and talk about that and kind of let you guys know where we sit with this. We've kind of been, talking fairly highly about it, but I don't know like Chris's opinion or anything either. I was worried about this because sometimes I get pulled into these old movies and I'm oh, this stinks. 9 times out of 10, though, it's because it's a comedy film. Like, it is usually a comedy movie that I'm like, I just don't like.
Yeah,
certain
you're a little bit of Matt. Yeah, got in.
A little bit, I guess.
Yeah,
like that is fighting words. I will come across here and strangle you. But no, there are things like this. This isn't necessarily a perfect movie, just with some of the pacing early on, but at the same time, and for the time that it was out and everything, I think it is a superb film. It is fantastic. I'm in the most excellent territory. I feel like I need to just like, for the time and what this movie does and what it did for Sci-Fi, and the fact that I did surprisingly like really enjoy it, I might give it like a 90 or something, like something pretty high. Yeah, I think that this is a fantastic film. I think that what it has to say is the best part about the movie, and kind of where it goes, and we can get into that. And if Sid wants to take the lead on that, but like I think that this is an excellent film. I think it's very good. It's the most excellent either way. Whether I give it a 90 or an 83 or whatever, it's going to be high, my score for this, because I think that it is very, very good. And I think that if you are someone who loves cinema and loves movies, and especially if you love sci-fi, like, this is absolutely a must watch.
Oh yeah,
it is a must watch
for sure. So most excellent for you.
Yes.
Sid, where are you at?
92. And I'm trying to think of why I take points away, and it's hard to even, because like, I think you should look at it in the context of what it is and when it was made. The fact that this was all filmed in a studio.
Right.
There is no on location whatsoever.
Right. And kind of like what Really Old Movies here said there's something to be said about movies made practically versus digitally. And if y'all don't follow Really Old Movies, you should, on Criticless and on YouTube. He does great stuff and digs into these older films. I've been on his channel before, and he does really cool stuff. So check out Really Old Movies, and he knows his stuff and has been digging into old films for a while now. So nice. Yeah, if there's any questions that could be answered, I'm sure that he could. But yeah, so Sid, or so what was your score? Where do you sit with this?
I think like a 92, only because it is slow at the beginning, but I wouldn't change that.
Right.
So I don't know. Yeah, probably like a 90, 92, 93.
90 something.
Yeah.
Nice. And Chris, where you at?
Yeah, I have to keep it in the scope of like when it was made, how it was made, and like how original it is. I tried to do that with Alien.
Yeah,
which
I struggle with that.
Even with it being so groundbreaking, not that we're talking about Alien right now, but
you and I are on the same page when it comes to Alien.
Yeah.
We're like, it's good, but like,
right. I respect where it set things off from, but it's not great.
Yeah.
But I will say that I like this one better than Alien. And I think it probably it's harder to put my mind into that time period,
right?
To understand. I'm sure the people at the time fucking lost their mind. They were shitting their pantaloons for sure over how like cool everything was. And
sorry, I was pulling up Tabitha's comment. Sid can't read it because she's blind as a bat.
I can't read it.
Sorry to interrupt you, Chris.
No, you're good. So all that to say, I probably would put it somewhere around like 85, 88, somewhere in that range.
So still most excellent, right around where I am.
Yeah, still most excellent. I mean, I love the practical effects of it, and really, like, they were really well done too. They weren't like this, or at least in my opinion, especially for the time, like it wasn't like really bad green screen or like wires that you can see, poor like costumes. And
they handle it really well. They did some fun stuff with like even how they edited. Like there's moments where like there's these walls that are put up as like a protective screen around the residency of the guy who's been living there, the scientist. And it's just like you can tell that what they're doing is they're just making hard cuts.
Right.
Like they're literally just keeping the camera in the same place and like cut. And they're putting up these walls and you're like, but that's cool. And they just add sound effects to it and it works. Right. And it's just these very simple techniques that a lot of filmmakers have lost because of getting lost in the weeds of CGI and everything else. And it's like, that is one of the things where I understand why people want to give Chris Nolan praise for what he did with the Odyssey. And he did do some neat things with like practical, but on the same hand, there are certain things that Nolan does where I'm like, at what point are you so committed to the bit that it actually harms your movie, right? Like kind of like making that whole movie in IMAX. It's like, yeah, that's novel and it's cool, but like once it hits home release, nobody's going to be able to watch anything in fucking IMAX. So who cares? This is a lot of effort. This is a whole lot of effort. I respect it. But so that's the thing though, is like there is this fine line with modern filmmaking and like, so that is the thing that I'll say about Spider-Man that I meant to say earlier, is that there's a lot of practical in this new Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of practical fighting. There is a lot of, he does an excellent job of mixing in the practical with like the CGI stuff when he needs it. And there's like stuff that you see and you're like, that was real. Like they just did that. Like I'm seeing a real suit move and crinkle and like they had a guy in a suit doing this. It's cool.
Right.
And so that is one of the really neat things about this new Spider-Man movie, I think, compared to some of the others, is like it's not a CG suit, real suit.
Yeah.
Like it is. There's a lot of the movie that just feels like you're like, this is on location, which, and that's the thing. If I remember right, Tom Holland got hurt making this movie because like he does a lot of his own stunts. And like, there's a lot of,
for him.
Yeah, there's a lot of that in this. And he's become super passionate about this character. And you can feel the passion in Spider-Man in this new Spider-Man movie. Sorry for the departure. Back to Forbidden Planet.
We're talking about Forbidden
I know. I'm
Planet
sorry.
right now, Blaine.
But with Forbidden Planet, the other thing we didn't mention, so like the whole thing is that these guys are investigating this planet. They land there and there is this dude that's been set up camp there forever. And he's like, everybody mysteriously died. I don't know why they died, but something happened to them. And he's like, but I'm living here high on the hog. Everything's really good on this weird little planet, but you might die, so you should get the hell out. Also, I randomly have this smoking hot daughter. Don't pay attention to her. And every dude's like, oh, yeah. And like
immediately.
Yeah, immediately.
And then you're suspicious that she's not his daughter. And you're like, is she a hostage?
You're right.
Hostage situation.
Right.
My mind immediately went to, if he's saying that Robbie is like child's play first rough draft of robot, I was like, oh, is she an android? Like, did he craft this daughter of his? And
that's the thing that I think this movie does best, is the mystery and like the speculation. The whole time you're watching it, you're just like, what is going on here? Like, what is this dude up to? He's a shady bitch. Like I do not trust him, but also he seems kind of nice. But I like him, but he's still full of shit.
Yeah.
But also, and then you're like, and this girl, she seems fairly well adjusted for the most part, considering she's just grown up on this planet with her dad, and like,
Right.
You know, but also everybody's trying to kiss her on the mouth. It's just this big horny kiss fest. It's a little
so
weird.
Dude.
That part was weird
Yeah.
to watch with our kids because
Yeah.
they were just like, okay.
Yeah, like because they're hissing. What did you do?
Oh, I know. It was hilarious. Clark got some laughs out of some people. Back to Spider-Man for 2 seconds. We were watching Spider-Man. Our son has this whole thing where he likes to be very dramatic when anyone kisses on film, and it got really silent. And there's like a makeout scene, and he literally just goes, and the whole theater was quiet, and you just hear him slap and cover his face, and multiple people on our row saw him and were just like, I'm just like, oh, God. So
good for him.
Yeah, good for him. But it was pretty funny. Anyways, continue.
No, I think I missed an opportunity to say, okay, kids, is this okay for these men to do?
Right.
This girl, is this okay?
Right.
I probably should have said that, but I didn't want to break immersion.
I know you don't want to make it weird either, but it's just like everybody's trying to make out with this chick. And it's funny because so there's a scene where clearly back in the day, it would have looked like she was swimming nude.
Yeah.
And she's, swimming in the pool and whatever. And she's like, what? Doesn't everyone swim naked with the tits out? Like, and I was like, sure, why not? But also it's funny now seeing it on an HD TV in color. And you're like, she's wearing a sheer dress that is you can see the skin tone,
skin
like
color.
dress and whatever. Our kids were like, she's wearing a dress. She's not naked. And you're like, okay. Well. Yeah. But they do some fun stuff where it is funny to watch these old films. And now because they're in HD, because they're in this different format, it does almost to some degree cause a break of an immersion because you're not seeing it in the originally intended format.
Right.
Right. If I was watching this on a box TV, I'd be like, this chick's butt naked. She has no clothes on right now.
Yeah. It's kind of like playing a pixel game or, whenever you play, Nintendo games or Atari, whatever age group you came from. And you were on the tube TVs, they designed those games specifically for that format.
Right.
So it kind of smoothed out the edges because it was a little fuzzy and it made things look better. If you play Nintendo, I think you've experienced this with is it Super Nintendo?
Yeah.
Nintendo?
Yeah.
On these HD TVs.
Oh, it's terrible.
It looks gross.
Do not play retro consoles on modern TVs. It looks horrible. You'll see it and you're just like, ugh.
Yeah.
I don't want to do this. And then you put it on a freaking old CRT TV and you're like, well, that's it. Yeah. That's what it's supposed to look like. And it does. And it looks great.
Yeah.
And it's just when you put it on these modern TVs, it looks absolutely terrible. And I think a lot of these old movies are kind of the same way where you're you're kind of better off if you got a CRT TV and there's a way to watch it, do that because it's clearly made for that format.
Right.
And that is the thing that's hard about kind of the evolution of, this technology and whatever. And I think that's the thing kind of we were talking about with the Odyssey and Nolan trying to make IMAX a thing is it's unless we change the shape of a TV, this is never going to matter.
Yeah.
This is literally never going to matter. And maybe that's what he's trying to do. But at the same time, it's kind of weird flex, bro. You're the only person in the industry trying to make filming fully in IMAX the most unpractical thing in the world a thing.
Right.
It's a novelty. This is 3D. IMAX is cool, but honestly, we're almost better off just stretching an image than filming in that format.
Right.
Because nothing else after seeing it in theaters is that way.
Yeah.
So it kind of is what it is. But so this movie, Sid, do you want to get into the philosophy of it at all? Do you want to talk about that or talk about the stars since you gave everybody a chore? And do you want to kind of dig into that a little bit?
Well, yeah. But I first want to say that I think for the users, I don't know if she's in the chat.
Probably not. She's usually in bed by 8:00. So
she's more accurate by giving The Tempest by Shakespeare.
Yeah.
That's the proper homework because this movie is entirely based on The Tempest.
Mm-hmm.
And going back to the writers selling this to MGM, they hid that fact. They didn't want anyone to know. They didn't. There was zero PR on that because they were afraid that audiences would reject the idea of Shakespeare.
Right.
They hid it. It was Shakespeare masquerading as sci-fi.
Right.
Which is amazing.
Which is cool. I mean, and that's a very modern thing to do in a lot of ways.
Well, yeah. So many things about this are, like I said, with the fashion was very modern. But that's why I assigned the star because the star is a piece of philosophy, an existential story masquerading as sci-fi.
Right.
Because at least 50% of the story is setting up this sci-fi. You think that it's going to be just a very detailed sci-fi story.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to spend too much time on it because if you've read it, you've read it. But long story short, at the very end of the story, a planet explodes.
Yeah.
A whole civilization dies.
Right.
In this exploding planet.
Well, the whole civilization had actually already died, and then the planet is just eradicated.
Are you talking about the book?
The Star.
The Star.
The
You're talking
story.
about the Star, not this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry.
To keep it simple, a civilization dies, and their planet explodes. I haven't reread it, by the way, so I've read the story many, many times, but I didn't reread it for this episode. But it turns out that explosion is the star in the sky that is seen in Bethlehem when Christ was born.
Right.
That's the star that the wise men follow to get to Christ and bring the gold, frankincense, and myrrh. So the way that story ends is depressing in a lot of ways. And so a couple of people said it's depressing because it's like, are you trying to say that Jesus's birth was only happened because of this civilization had to die, an innocent civilization had to die?
Right.
But my interpretation is Genesis, I think it's Genesis 50:20 or 20:50, which is basically that God can take anything that's meant for bad or just is bad and turn it to good.
Right.
So, Eagle, you asked what was my interpretation. I think it's meant to be an existential short story. It's meant to disturb you because it's taking something atrocious and trying to say that it's connected to something like a religion. Then I think that the story is meant to make you viscerally reject Christianity because this sacrifice had to happen for for Christ to be born and for people to know where he was. But I actually think it's the opposite, and I think that it's the concept that God can take something horrible and turn it for good. So I relate that to this movie because the discovery of the monster and the fact that the monster is there no matter what, and the fact that this place it's got to go, is very similar, to that. It's the idea that something has to be sacrificed for goodness to come out of it. There was no way for that planet. There was no way for the Forbidden Planet to continue to be.
No,
because any form of consciousness, the krill, what were they? Krill?
I think krill sounds right.
Yeah.
Or krill, whatever.
That civilization was not human.
Right.
Yet they still had consciousness, and their consciousness created what happened on that planet. And then humans had the very same plight of their id or their deepest primal evils or whatever. And so the answer was just destroy it. It has to go.
Right.
And I don't know, Chris, if you had the same thing happen that I did with this movie, is that for me, this film really kind of the message here is it's like what's really happening here is an alien civilization got way too much technology, right? They got too technologically advanced and they accidentally destroyed themselves. And I find it to be a very interesting analog to current day, a lot of the commentary on AI, at what point, and we see this as not just AI, we see this with a lot of science in general, is it's at what point is enough? At what point is it too much knowledge? At what point have you developed things that are just going to destroy you, even if you don't know it's going to, even if you don't predict it? And that's the thing, is that these people created a science, this ever-present power, this uncontrollable thing that then started manifesting their thoughts into reality, and they had no idea, and it destroyed themselves. And that's the whole thing, is that this dad killed off his crew. He killed off even his own wife with this thing that was in his brain that he had no idea was running rampant. And his daughter was the only person that survived. And it's that has to be destroyed. But that it is such as even though this movie came out in the 50s, it's like, this is relevant now.
Yeah.
This is a story that still has meaning. That at what point do you stop trying to just achieve the next level of perfection, where this society had no crime, they had no issues, it was a perfect society, but yet they eradicated themselves.
Right. Yeah, and I think that's, to me, that was my moral from this, is that it was an analog or a way of portraying that intellectualism probably during the 50s was something that was on the rise. Technology was booming, you know, all of this stuff was happening. It was super exciting, you know, as it's perpetually gone since then. But it was getting so technologically advanced and intellectually smart that, like you said, that they were able to eradicate crime, fear, depression, all these things. But you know, it's basically a warning saying that no matter how far we advanced, you know, intellectually, there's always going to be the inner self that is always, it's a timeless story of that everyone is going to have to struggle with that. And no matter how clean and pure things look from the outside, you're always going to have battles internally. And they can destroy you if you let them. If you let fear overtake you, or pride, guilt, whatever it is, that's a more powerful force than anything you can control externally. So I think it's more of a story of like, you need to be able to control your internal self, and you can't blow it up.
And is it also a cautionary tale that because those factors of humanity or consciousness exist, that there is a level of technology that we could at any point get to, which we're probably getting to right now? We're on a train 200 miles an hour towards that right now, that it actually goes over the bell curve from a net positive to drastically net negative, because your technology is so high, and you will still never have that ability to like control that id.
Right. And Chad's saying here too, and it's another thought that I had while watching this too, is like, the other thing is like, regardless of what people want, you're never going to have a perfect society. You lose when that happens. You lose your humanity, because humanity, like existence, is not perfect. There will be pain, there will be suffering, there will be heartache. No one will ever learn anything without these things, right? It's a kind of a tale as old as time, where it's like your life is not going to be perfect, and once you make it that, more problems will then arise.
Right.
And I think that that's also what this is trying to say.
That brings up a question I have for y'all. I will put it to you, and even chat, y'all can answer this as well. Do you think, because I can see it from both sides, do you think that the struggle, hardships, having crime, all of this would empower people to then overcome their internal struggles? Or do you think that having all of these hardships, external hardships, removed would allow people to have more time to focus internally? I can see it both sides, where like, yeah, you don't have all this external stuff getting in the way, that you can be more contemplative and inward thinking, try to resolve your inner problems. But if you don't have the struggles, you know, does that diminish from it? What are y'all's thought from it?
I mean, that's stoicism. I think you have to have challenges. There have to be obstacles in life in order to grow character. If you remove all obstacles, there would be no growth. Growth would be eradicated in just a couple generations. And then the flip side of that is, if you did develop a utopia and somehow managed to like inject character into people, like if
big character,
if your technology is so good that you can create a utopia and inject character into people, I still think that it would devolve after a few generations. Like, I think it kind of like a virus gets weaker over time.
Right.
I think that if you did that, it would get weaker. And then
this is
be ruined.
Probably going to be. This is probably a racist example. But I'm gonna give it anyways. It's funny. I've talked to we you know, being in blue collar for years and working in like landscape and all this shit, like I was around a lot of Mexican people over the years. And a lot of them regularly talked about how they're like, you know, I came here, whether legally or illegally, either way, like I came here, we worked hard, we hustled, we just melded in, we went along with the flow, all this stuff. And then I've heard so many of them say like, our kids don't get it. Like they're here, they don't understand. Like they don't have the gumption. They don't come out here and work hard, and they're not busting it. They just have like a different level of expectations for how they are meant to be and whatever. And it's like you see these like even if it's just a second generation, they're like fucked up. Like they're not like us.
I got in an Uber in Omaha with a guy from Cuba, and he had a mission. The second I got in that car out of the airport, his goal was to convert me from liberalism to conservative. He made a lot of assumptions the whole time he talked. And it was great. I enjoyed it. And about halfway through, he realized I didn't need to be converted.
Right.
And I enjoyed the whole conversation. And he was so happy to be in Omaha. It was his favorite thing in the world. He was making all this money, talking about how awful it was back home. And he was like, then the last portion of the car ride, he just talked about how his kids, like, he was like, I don't know what to do because like I came here and I want to make this country better. And he's like, my kids are basically just being indoctrinated.
Right.
And he's like, they don't listen to their dad.
Oh, yeah.
And he said, so I make it my mission every time a young person gets in my car, I'm gonna dump my entire like story.
Yes.
I'm gonna just dump my story on them and try and make them not. He just assumed I was
the number of immigrants from commie countries that are like, my kids are commie, I fucked up. Like the number is astronomical. They're just like, this is a mistake. They should know. Communism bad. We came from this, and yet they are that. And if that doesn't say anything for our current educational system, then I don't know what does. Shining indictment.
Yeah, I felt bad for him because I'm like, he's clearly based as hell, and like he doesn't hesitate to speak. So I know he's raised them kids with plenty of advisement.
Right.
And they don't listen to him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. He's not alone, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's like they say, was hard times, good men, and good times
to make soft men.
Yeah, so it's a cyclical thing, and
it is.
Yeah,
there's not a whole lot you can do about it.
Right.
It is hard, and I mean, it is an interesting thing though, and that's what I love about movies like this that have something to say,
right?
That have actually just and I think that's my struggle. Kind of talk about. We mentioned Coneheads earlier, where it's rare for me to do this, but it's like I watched Conehead and I was like Coneheads, and I was like, this movie has nothing to say. Like there is nothing to take away. And it's not funny. Like, so I'm just like, what am I here for? Where I'm like, if at least like at the end of the day, if I had like something to take away from this, I'd be like, okay, well, I had like this little message or whatever. But it's like, I think it's really cool. That's the thing is that for ages now, probably since this movie, things like sci-fi have been used as a Trojan horse for other ideas, right? And it's like, we're going to put this interesting wrapper around this other concept. And this movie did an excellent job of that. And I think that's why it deserves its flowers. That's why it needs praised.
For sure.
And I think it's an excellent film. It is absolutely worth seeing. If you're hesitant about it, if you weren't sure, watch it. Just give it a go. Like, I know it's made in the 50s. I have to push myself to watch this old shit. I talk about it all the time. I am like a newest, latest, best guy. Like, I have a laundry list of new shit that I want to see at all times, and I still can't get to it all. I kind of have to be forced to watch old stuff. I do. It is what it is. And she judges me for that.
Yeah, it sucks.
I'm sorry. I like going back to a lot of old stuff. Now, that's not to say, like, I do go back to some old things, mostly comedy, and I'm just like, when I see those, and I'm like, I don't like this, and now I'm going to get fucking hazed for watching some old thing that I don't like.
Made the mistake of turning on, I'll just, like, pick a random old movie.
And it's terrible?
Well, it's not, I enjoy it, but it's, like, super, super depressing. And this has happened twice now, where I will, like, force a movie upon the whole household, and I'll put it on in the living room, and I'm like, we're watching this, and then as it goes, it gets more and more and more depressing, and I'm like, shit, I'm messing up.
And let me clarify this. When I say new stuff, I'm not even necessarily talking about new stuff. I'm talking about, I have a laundry list of stuff from like the past 20 years that I want to see. It's just, I tend to be newer. Now, granted, I have been loving, especially even with like Hangover and stuff, like doing that show. Like, I love going back and watching like 80s things that kind of slip past me and whatever. But like, once we get older than about the 80s is when I start to like pump the brakes a little bit. It's not like necessarily brand new stuff. Now, that's the other thing too, where a lot of people say that a lot of the new films aren't good or new shows even. That's not the case. There's a lot of good stuff coming out on many different streaming platforms or networks or whatever, and new movies and things coming out. It's just that a lot of the really good shit nobody's talking about, or it bombs at the theater, or like some of my favorite things from this year nobody saw. Like no one has seen them, and they're really good. And now they're just randomly up on streaming. Like there are good things that are still coming out. It's just that most people miss them, and so you're just constantly in a battle with that.
Yeah. Wonder, is there a way on Criticless to like sort people's reviews by years, or like years of movies?
So yes, per well, what do you mean, like per account? Like
yeah. So like if I wanted to see your highest rated movie that came out in 2025 or show, whatever.
Right.
Like, can I sort for that or filter?
So you can filter by the year that I reviewed something, but not yet by the year that it came out. Right. But we are talking about adding that. Which actually, no, I say that. Let me double check and make sure that's not wrong.
Second question.
Actually, no, that might have been no, that is the case. Is you can search it by the year that it was reviewed, but not by the year it came out.
Okay.
So, but in the calendar feature, a lot of people don't know, and actually I can go ahead and show you guys. A lot of people don't know we have this feature, and you should. I'll share this. Everyone has a calendar. This is your calendar. This will show everything that you have reviewed on Criticless in order. Or you can filter it, like I said, by year, by month, or by genre. So it's like you could go and see every comedy movie that I've reviewed on Criticless. And this is in a calendar. And this is a selection that's on.
Yours?
Yeah, these are mine.
Why do I see like 190s in there?
So these are like I reviewed this in the 90s, but I recently reviewed it like Widow's Bay or Armies of Darkness or whatever. So this is just comedies over the past, anything that's in my calendar. So just know if you see that little thing on your profile on Criticless that says calendar, click on that and it will break down everything that and you can do it on other people's accounts as well. So make sure to use your calendar because it is one of my favorite features, but also it's one of those things. If you are familiar with Letterboxd, it's kind of like their diary, but obviously less gay name because no one wants a diary. We've already heard Fauci's diary, and that was gay enough.
Fauci's diary?
Y'all didn't hear about that?
Yeah, I did. Chris doesn't know anything.
Yeah, Chris never knows anything. Yeah, they found Fauci's diary, and it came out, and he's literally like, I might be the most important person in the world right now. Everyone loves me, and I'm murdering everyone. Just kidding. That's not what he really said, but really he was. But allegedly.
No, he literally was like, everyone hangs on every word I say.
Yeah.
Dear diary, this is amazing.
Yeah. It's insane. Absolutely insane. And watching him get roasted was pretty fantastic. But never in the history of ever has anyone pleaded the fifth more than Anthony Fauci now officially. So
is he on trial for?
Oh yeah, for killing everybody all over the whole planet. Yeah, he's on trial for it, and he pleaded the fifth for like 2 hours straight.
Nice.
So yeah, allegedly killing everyone.
He was profiting off of like all manner of things. He was just like,
I love this comment right here.
Apparently,
I admire Chris's ignorance.
Yeah, we all do.
Yeah, we all do.
It's very endearing.
Thanks.
Yeah. So, but I think that's going to be it for Forbidden Planet. Really cool movie. I'm glad y'all pushed us to watch it. Currently, for next week, I'm leaning towards, just because it's easy, I'm leaning towards The Island by Michael Bay. Because it's a fun movie. It's ridiculous. It is a good action film. Michael Bay. I loved it. Matt hated it. We'll probably have him back next week, I'm assuming, if he's back from out of town, which will give us a little bit of us being able to talk shit to Matt. And we might talk about that unless something changes. So,
of course.
And we do need to get to y'all's scores in the app. As my wife has said, we are not totally abandoning it. I did not forget you. Never think that I would do such a thing. I've never done that before. Never would do it again.
Chris is there to make Blaine sound smart.
Listen,
my job.
What's really fun.
It's a tough one. Somebody's got to do it.
Well, listen, y'all want to hear something really fun is that Chris was a smart kid growing up. He was the kid that everyone's parents bragged about. The caveat here is that he was homeschooled. And so
I was smart.
Yeah.
And then it all just kind of went away. Stopped caring,
Yeah. Well, it just didn't stick,
Yeah.
The homeschooling didn't stick. But we do need to pull up y'all's reviews here on Criticless because y'all did review it and we love it and we appreciate it. It is sitting at an 83%. We need to drop our reviews. I'm sure Chris never will because he's a slack ass. And my wife will also probably not because she's also a slack ass. Don't believe her. Lies the devil told.
I'm going to do it.
We have 22 reviews currently, so some of y'all did pop in here and review it. We have The Masked Marvel with 78%. Classic 1950 sci-fi. And yes, it absolutely is. And I'm curious how many of you guys saw this for the first time versus if you have seen it before. Bob Rogers gave it an 85% and said Paradise Lost in Space. That's good.
Nice.
I like that. Also, I see, Bob, you changed your profile pic. And definitely go and check out and follow all of these folks. And we love and appreciate all of y'all contributing and dropping your reviews because it definitely helps bolster the scores on all these movies. Yeah. What's up, Chris?
Oh, not to interrupt this segment, but the most important thing that I wanted to, or the funniest thing was the first thing the 40-year-old dudes, the three, when they land on the planet and see the robot, first thing he says, which I'm going to make a gif of, is it a man or a woman? I am going to make a gif of that, and I'm using it in my review. Just
absolutely do, because that was fantastic. And you're like, well,
it has a
man's voice, and you're still asking. It's just all these horny spacemen, and what he was really saying was, can I fuck it?
Oh my God.
That's what he was saying. That was the 50s way of saying that. Right. That was absolutely what that dude was saying. 100%. But Bob Rogers gave it an 85%. Love to see it. Scivola gave it 100. Holy shit, let's go. And paired it with Rocky Horror Picture Show, science fiction double feature, and said we're all part of monsters in our subconscious. And that's perfect. Yeah, and very true. Round Triangles dropped a spoiler review for 80%. And My Dixie, once again, we didn't give Dixie a movie that he hated. He might not have loved it, but he didn't hate it. So gave it a 65% and said, don't call me Shirley. Leslie Nielsen, wait, that wasn't in this movie. But I sure kept waiting for him to say it. And yeah, I feel you. And I'm sure that he was, after he saw Leslie Nielsen, he was expecting more comedy. And this movie is no comedy, really. Not much comedy at all in this movie. Life on Marshmallows a day ago gave it an 85% and said another one of them new worlds. No beer, no women, no pool parlors, nothing. Nothing to do but throw rocks at cans, and we got to bring our own cans.
Yeah.
Yeah, truth. That would be terrible. It's not a surprise that all these guys were like a bunch of wild dogs around the scantily clad hot chick.
Right. But they
made it really weird around her dad.
Yeah, dude, that's what I was going to say is like they don't hold back at all.
No.
They're like one room over.
Oh, yeah.
Clear eyesight.
Eyesight of the dad, and they're all like, we're all trying to bone your daughter.
Yeah.
And he's just like,
oh, it's fine.
It's
Who
good.
cares? She's a woman.
Yeah.
She's of age. She can do it.
Right. Also, when I sleep, I will send a monster to kill you.
He got back at him.
He did get back at him.
Yeah. And it was a Disney-drawn.
I know. Disney-drawn monster. Our kid said it kind of looked like the Tasmanian devil or like one of the Looney Tunes, like dogs.
It reminded me.
It did look like that.
Fantasia. Isn't there a monster, like a cloud monster in Fantasia? Fantasia. I'm French now.
Yeah.
That looks something like that.
You're not wrong. I think you're right. I haven't seen that in ages. Now, when I think about Fantasia, I just think about Avatar because they're like the same movie.
Oh.
They're pretty much the same. Avatar is absolutely Fantasia.
Yeah.
Isn't that Fantasia's with the fairies, right?
No, that's with
Fern Gully.
Fantasia.
Not Fantasia. Fern Gully. Sorry, mixed them up.
Yeah.
But yeah, Fern Gully is essentially Avatar. Sure. But anyways, Odysseus Run with a 99% from a day ago. And dude, let's go. Super high score there. And let's keep trucking here for the users. Go read her review. I'm sure it's excellent. I have not read it yet, but hers are always great. Give it a 95%. And the Macer P with a 78%. A rad. Really dug this as well. And then we were getting into some of the older reviews. Everybody go make sure to give Rogue Critic a downvote. By this rate, he will have the most downvotes on Criticless, just not on one review, just on every one of his reviews, because he might have the worst opinions of anyone in humanity. Eagle Thrasher, though, who pushes to review this, gave it 100%. Let's freaking go. So 100% from Eagle, and we got War Machine, a lot of our regulars down in here. 1959 Lightning, a lot of you guys gave it 100%, and this is just a kind of This is one of those classics. There are no bad reviews in here thus far.
Yeah.
Like it's hard not to appreciate if viewed through the time that it came out for sure. So
Sure.
I think that this is a really good time, really fun movie. And like I said, be on the lookout. Next week, I'm going to go ahead and pull it up here. Next week, we are talking about reviewing The Island. I think that is the plan. Starring Scarlett Johansson and Ewan McGregor and Damon Hinsu, I think is how you say his name. But this film, I loved it back in the day. It's on Paramount Plus currently. It's also free on YouTube. Hopefully, with us going through the change in month, if you're worried about it not being free, I would say watch it before the end of the month, which is tomorrow. So that's the only problem with these shows right at the end of the month is we don't know how to gauge.
Right.
Because every month this stuff changes, and regularly it'll be like, oh, by the way, it's not streaming anywhere. So currently has a 65 or 67% on Criticless. One of those is Matt's terrible ass review. I think he gave it like look at this retard. Gave it a bogus. Everyone. All right, listen, I want to start a movement. Even if you haven't seen this, even if you hate this movie, I would love for Matt to have more downvotes than most people. He's not watching this, and even if he was, he wouldn't make it this far in the episode. Sure. So everyone go downvote Matt's review of The Island because he deserves it. There's no reality. And this is from a guy who loves some of the worst movies ever made.
Yeah.
Unapologetically loves them.
Right.
And gave this movie a 38. He should be shamed for this. And so, but we do have Kyle off script counter it with the 84%. But Matt's bringing down our score. Bookstore Thor sometimes in the chat, writes for Geeks and Gamers and is out and about. Also, 55%. He should be shamed. Sorry, downvote. And we will cover these later, but it is streaming on Paramount Plus currently. Go check it out. The Island is awesome. I love it, and I'm excited for a rewatch. And even if I don't love it as much as I used to, I will lie and say it's perfect. So, with that being said, we need to run our send-off.
Wait, I got something to say. While we still have people, because it's trickling down.
While we still have people.
Yes. So there is a movie that came out today. It is an Angel Studios movie. It's called Scars on the Mountain. It is the story of some real people telling the real story of Hurricane Helene.
Yes.
In the Appalachian Mountains. This was very close to home. This was an absolute disaster. It was covered up. We had a home in the Appalachian Mountains where this happened. We were very lucky.
Actually, if you look on this channel, I posted some footage of what happened
Blaine
by where we lived. I did volunteer some when it happened.
Yeah, and we saw it. Like, he saw it. It was
it's bad.
Total destruction, and our government covered it up and tried to just send them $750.
Yeah, the Biden administration fucked the Appalachian Mountains into next week. There's no better way to say that. This is the movie. It is on Criticless. It is. I do not know how.
Angel Studios.
Angel Studios is putting it out.
Yeah,
interesting.
This is Angel Studios. That's the only place that you can stream it now is on the app.
That kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Do you have to subscribe?
I think you just have to join. I'm going to be doing that, so I'll post more about it in Criticless. But I just want everyone,
y'all should know that this is out.
To know that this is out, and if you can watch it, please do watch it. Especially if you're already a member of Angel Studios. If you have that app, please watch it. Please review it on Criticless. We would love to be able to share a score for this movie. This is a documentary that was made. It was extraordinarily difficult to make.
Yeah, we can play the trailer, Sid, if you want to play the trailer really quick.
Okay.
We can.
People had to pool their money together to.
Yeah, this was kind of one of those like crowdfunded scenarios. So we can, if y'all want to throw your headphones on, we can play it really quick. I doubt we'll get popped for this. If Angel Studios pops us for this, then I'm boycotting it.
What? How do I do this?
So yeah, we will play the trailer just to throw some love to it. But Hurricane Helene was a big deal. If you are in the Appalachian Mountains or around it, you'll know how bad this was. This was the equivalent of like if what happened in New Orleans? What's the storm was that? Katrina. This is like if Katrina had happened and then the government did nothing. That is quite literally what happened with the storm, and fuck the entire Biden administration for what they did, because it was terrible. We saw it firsthand. Like I said, I went up, did some volunteering. We brought some things. I got to see a lot of it firsthand. I mean, we're talking about like highways peeled off the ground.
A lot of people died, and they tried to say they didn't.
Yes.
But there are still like nice, expensive cars on the side of the road in places that have been there for ever since the storm. And the tags are out and they're just sitting there. And that's all over the Appalachian Mountains.
Yeah.
So that means there's somebody that owned that car that never came back to get that car.
Yeah.
And that's what this documentary is about. It's digging into
what happened,
what really happened there.
We're in the mountains. We're 300 miles away from the coast, and we had a hurricane.
In my opinion, it was the perfect storm.
There was an unspoken fear of whether your own family had even survived the storm or not.
This was a storm of biblical proportions. It was something that we thought we'd never see in our lifetime.
It's like not supposed to be like this up here.
People were fighting for their lives on September the 27th. Mother Nature always wins. Always.
Yep. So that's Scars on the Mountain. Angel Studios is putting it out. Good on them for picking it up. And they're in a bit of hot water right now, so they need some goodwill. But Scars on the Mountain is in Criticless. You can review it. Sounds like we're going to watch it. I will say, I can say firsthand, and we've seen it. We saw the damage that was done with what happened and the discrepancy. I can't even call it a discrepancy. The ignorance, the refusal to do anything from our government is probably one of the biggest cover-ups of our lifetime from our federal government. Like, they actively took part in covering up death and what happened in the mountains. It was bad, and they tried to make it not look like a big deal. They basically offered them nothing, offered next to no aid. It's not good. So yeah, we'll check that out and give it a watch and support it, because these kind of documentaries and stuff where people scrap together and just want people to know the truth and know what happened. This is definitely one of those that it is worth knowing out. When we were up there and we had our house up there, I talked to people. I went to some bars. I know people that knew people that died, that went through a lot of shit. I mean, we were taking people just gasoline and clothes and all kinds of stuff.
And you also have to realize that in this part of the state, there are lots of people who are they don't have social security numbers.
Mm-hmm.
So their numbers that represent how many people died or are unaccounted for only apply to people with social security numbers.
Yeah.
There are folks that live all through those mountains and hollers that have never never come out.
Yeah.
It's a known thing that sometimes they only take one trip in their lifetime, and it's to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Their Mecca. So a lot of people died, and it was covered up. So watch that watch that documentary and review it on Criticless, please. Because like I said, I would love to be able to share the support from our members for this movie.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
It'd be really cool.
It was like entire towns were washed away.
Well, washed away.
Crazy.
Yeah. It's wild. Like Stone Mountain, North Carolina, just freaking got or Chimney Mountain, Chimney Rock. Yeah, got completely wrecked. It was bad.
Lake Lure,
a lot of places. And if you're conspiratorial, there's a lot of conspiracy meat on the bone to chew on for that entire
the lithium
event.
In those mountains.
Yeah, the lithium and what they would have had to pay to get this land versus how they can get it now for not assisting. So
just like they did in Hawaii.
Yeah.
In Oahu.
Yeah, this is very similar, so it's worth knowing about. And Maui, yeah. And I definitely don't mind calling this out and saying people to check this out. So yeah, Scars on the Mountain, go check it out. And it is time for us to make a hard pivot and make it weird with our send-off dongs. You're welcome.
Wiener, 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 wiener.
And now I did say that it was time for send-off songs, but before we do that, we do have to get to the supers because we have a few. We got Jason Ellison here for $2 and says, love the show. Prop to Miss Crit for being awesome.
Aw, thank you.
So there you go. Props for being awesome, and thanks for the two for brother. And we got MJ Jimothy for $2 says, do we know yet the future of the villain? It's probably been some time since you've sent this. Hopefully you're still in the chat, but No, we do not, and I don't know that we will know the future of the villain. Even with where the movie left off, we don't know the future of the villain. I am curious.
Yeah.
I can't say much, but we don't know. And I'm not even going to say Doomsday. We're not going to know until after the Avengers film that comes after Doomsday, which is, I don't remember the name of it. But there's another Avengers film coming out next year. And that could potentially tell us what the future of this character is. But no, we do not know where that villain is headed. So we will see. And then we have Mo Zamboni Mo Problems for $2 with a black Mo. It says, bro isn't wearing that hat. It's mounting his head. And yeah, that, yeah.
Is he talking about Chris?
No.
He could be.
He could be.
He does like hating on me.
Yeah. he could be talking about Chris, but I think he might be talking about that guy that we showed the video of earlier. But I don't know. We've gotten kind of a long ways away from
Bard?
these supers.
Or Bart?
Yeah, Bart. Yeah.
The
He
Bardist?
could have been, potentially. And in Puritan for $1.99 says, do not tell it. And I'm guessing
That was the story.
your story.
Ex's shit story.
Yeah. Smart move.
Word.
And Caveat Ties for $2 says, since you're into Thinking Man movies, Amadeus.
Amadeus.
He has been asking for Amadeus.
He wants it so bad. It's yet to go free anywhere.
Oh.
Also, I told him that there was a TV show called Amadeus that was about the same thing that was streaming, and he didn't say anything, and I don't think he's watched it. So there you go.
You won't watch Amadeus until he watches
Amadeus until you watch the Amadeus TV show, Cave Titties. That's what I'm saying. I do want to see Amadeus at some point, buddy. We will. It needs to get free somewhere ever, and it never is. Eagle Thrasher for $4.99 says, I'm so happy you guys enjoyed Forbidden Planet. Made my day. Heck yeah, dude. Glad that we could make your day, and thanks for the $5, brother. Really appreciate it. And Toby Sarah for 10 Joules says, happy poop.
Yeah.
And so, yes, happy poop, of course. And so it's time, though, guys, for the send-off songs or your dongs, whichever you prefer. Do y'all have your songs, or should I go first?
You go first.
Me go first? Okay, listen. I have a song.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to have to play it for you guys afterwards.
Oh, boy.
I don't know if this song's good or if it absolutely slaps.
Oh.
Or if it's just terrible.
Only those two. Oh,
no.
3 options.
It could be the worst song ever made.
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
Is it a big group?
No.
Then just play it.
No. We'll get popped. It'll be popped because it's bigger than I thought it was. So it's by 501 Braze, Bryze. Never heard of this guy, 501 Bryze. Yeah. Okay, this falls into the camp of how everybody's like, damn it, stop making country rap. Country rap sucks.
Yeah.
Don't do it, okay? But imagine, okay, somebody now comes out and they're like, what if I made rap that sounded like it came out of the early 2000s, but it's a white guy and he's country, but it's not country rap like with a twang or sounds country, but it's about country shit.
Sure. Okay. You talking about Big X the Plug?
Kind of like Big X the Plug, but a skinny white boy.
Okay.
And it sounds like it came from the early 2000s, and I heard it and randomly and was like, I think this shit slaps. It might be terrible. Okay. I need someone else to vet this for me, but I think it's dope. But remember that song that came out back in the day that was like, rims real big, car, like big, everything real big.
Real big, everything real big.
Yeah, exactly. That song, that's what this sounds like, but now, and it's about country shit.
Okay.
And I was like, damn, this is good. So yeah, so y'all need to check it out. I want to hear everybody's thoughts. It's 501 Braze, and the song is called Box Chevy. Box Chevy is the song.
Okay.
Rims real big. Let me tell you how I live.
Yeah, that song.
Like that, buy that. Okay.
One of Sid's favorites. So it is good. And JB Spooky says, rap is a psyop. You're not wrong. It is.
I am fully psychologically operationed then.
Yeah.
I've been operated on.
Operated upon.
And Dixie wants to know if I have a sister that I can replace. Hey, listen.
Oh,
I have 2 sisters. Okay. Y'all super enough?
Yeah.
No, your sister. Never mind.
My sisters, they kind of suck. I love them. But Don't clip this or tell them no, they're great. I might be able to con them into coming on if you guys super chat a whole lot of money.
They would never, because they run us.
No, don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it.
Mud factory.
We can't talk about
not only fans.
There is some serious controvery surrounding my sisters. We can't talk about them. We can get them canceled. We could literally get them canceled.
No one will ever figure it out.
Yeah.
Just delete this from how many people are even in here?
Yeah.
Still 72?
130.
Yeah.
Oh,
so, all right. What songs, guys?
Oh. Sid? Or you want me to go?
I want you to go.
Okay, I'll go.
Mhm.
Odysseus, I do need to answer this because this is it. Do they look like my wife? No, they don't, because that would be creepy.
Yeah. We're not that far in the south.
We're not that south.
Hey,
this is in Alabama.
Wait, one of them just looks like Blaine. Blaine has blonde hair.
You're not. I mean,
and tits.
And tits.
She kind of does. We
But
kind of
she
look alike.
really looks like you, though.
Yeah, we kind of look alike.
And no mustache.
So if any of y'all have that.
Hot, though. She's hot, though.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, so all right, who's got a song?
I got it. I will go ahead and go. So the song I'm doing another the Mary Wallopers
See,
song.
JB followed up. He's like, do they look like you? Sorry to interrupt. Yeah, JB added the smartest question. So, all right, Chris, sorry.
Yeah, so it's a song by the Mary Wallopers. Again, I've done them in the past. Super Irish band, like hardcore Irish. And it's called Landlord's Demise. It's all about hating landlords, which I can get
perfect. I can get behind hating a landlord.
Yep.
I've had good ones and bad ones, but when you've had a bad one,
yeah, right,
they're bad.
Yeah, that brought up a question in my mind of like, it's a chicken egg kind of situation. Like, which came first, bad tenants or bad landlord?
Right.
Because I can't feel like they could
Because
possibly
bad tenants also suck. We've had those
yes.
as well. We've had to evict people.
I've had my life ruined by not one, not two, but 3 tenants.
Yeah.
All of which I didn't ask for.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't ask for them. I was not the landlord. I became a landlord overnight. That's another story. Yes, tenants can suck.
Yeah, they can.
Yep.
And Blaine abandoned me and didn't go to court with me.
I literally had to eject someone from a house at gunpoint.
That's true.
Thank you very much. So I think we're even.
Wow.
Maybe.
6-7.
Okay, do y'all want to hear my song?
Yes, please.
Did you say 6-7? All right, I can't really decide, so I think I'm going with April 29th, 1992 by Sublime.
Sublime?
That's how
nice.
That's what I'm feeling.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Do we still update the playlist?
No.
Oh.
What?
So this is all pointless, basically.
It's not pointless. We're sending them up with songs.
Oh, well, most people have probably already heard that.
You can feel free to take care of this. I would love for you to monitor the playlist.
Okay.
We all know that you don't have anything going on, Sid.
Also, you guys, she did just throw a massive amount of shade. On top of me having to physically evict people, I also did go to multiple court things. We just had a lot of them that we had to do. That was the one that I missed that made her the most sour.
You will never live it down.
No, I won't. But I did go to plenty more of those, guys. So don't think that I didn't. Things got very hairy with evicting people. Very hairy.
Sorry to bring up a touchy subject.
I mean, it is what it is. You know, these guys were convicted criminals and literally were on probation. So
someone OD'd on our property and died.
Nope, these stories are saved for supers.
Yeah, this is a member-only chat
right.
that's happening.
We have
right
a lot
now.
of crazy-ass stories. That's what I always tell people. Like, if you want to hear some crazy shit, we could do some streams. We could tell
some cockfighting.
Yeah. Yeah.
We say no more.
Yeah. We could tell some of the craziest shit that anybody in this chat has ever heard in their life. Most people that know us, Chris can probably attest to this. We have more insane stories of shit that has happened to us than 99.9% of people you've ever met.
Yeah, 100%. Y'all are like the luckiest and least lucky people.
Yeah,
it's a pendulum for
right.
y'all. Like you have the best things happen to you and the worst things happen to you. All at the same.
It's one or the other.
Yeah.
Yep. It is. It is absolutely.
Made a Netflix series. It would be like if you took Joe Exotic and Ozark.
Yeah.
And you put them together. Y'all don't know none of this. I'm telling you, Joe Exotic and Ozark.
Yeah.
Put them together, and that would be our Netflix series.
Yeah. It would.
And who would play Blaine? Y'all decide.
Yeah. Everyone's gonna say Morgan Wallen.
Morgan Wallen. He's not even an actor.
Neither am I.
He would do a terrible job.
Fair point.
The number of chats that I we had someone in the main event chat.
The stream is going by. Marshmallow.
We had someone there was this girl in the super chats for main event. And it was back when we were talking about doing the Geeks and Gamers cruise before that fell apart. And she was asking if someone could get me to autograph something as if I was Morgan Wallen for her. I was like, I don't know the legality of that, but I appreciate it.
God, someone said Danny McBride.
Yeah. Oh,
genius.
Dude, the number of times that people say, I can't decide whether to be completely and totally honored or insulted that I regularly get compared to Danny McBride. It happens all the time. Also, he is my hero. I love him with my heart and soul. I would be best friends with him if I knew him in real life. But also comparing me to him.
Slightly different.
6'7", you know?
Yeah. Are we bringing it back? Is that what's happening?
No,
my portable
I'm trying.
phone.
I love him so much.
Are you gonna pay for it?
Yeah. No, I love Danny McBride. He just wrote a book. I want to read it. It sounds really good.
Yeah?
So yeah, it's called Tales of a Modern Man or something.
Interesting.
Sounds really cool. But anyways, we're meandering at this point, so we're gonna get the hell out of here.
Yeah. One other thing, music related though.
Yes.
I did see that the Strokes came out with a new album.
Oh, really?
Like less than a week ago. I've only listened to 2 songs.
Is it good?
Yeah. They were okay. I want to listen to the whole thing before I give it.
That was back at the time of the bands. There was the Strokes, the Hives, the White Stripes, the Vines.
There's too many, but yeah.
And then Sum 41 made fun of them and made a music video where they called themselves the Sums. So yeah, it was the time of the These. So anyways, guys, I think that's been it. Next week, The Island, we will be reviewing it. Go review it on Criticless. Obviously, if you don't have a Criticless account, what the hell are you doing? Do that and then review it on Criticless. We'll be talking about The Island, and we will be shaming Matt into oblivion. Everyone, even if you hate it, in your review, write, Matt is a piece of shit. This is my review. That's what I want from everyone. So your homework has been given. Shame Matt. And we will be back before you know it in a week. Everyone take it easy. It's been real. It's been fun. I am going to send you over to the Podcast Bros because they're friends. They're homies, good people. Tell them we said what's up. And we're out of here later.
Good night, guys. Watch Scars on the Mountain.
I'm complex and I'm deep. I react spontaneously to people who want to figure me out. I'm not going to let anybody figure me out per se.